Well, now we're live.
All right.
So we talked a little shit about life before we started recording, just because every last detail of our existence doesn't need to be on the podcast. However, what today's episode is going to be is drinking some beers, maybe taking some shots of whiskey, hitting the vape pen a couple times, and talking shit and having fun.
Hell yeah.
Because I just got off I did the 75 hard, the regular program, and then I did their follow-up phase 1, and it ended yesterday.
What is phase 1? Just 75 more?
No, phase 1 is 30 more.
Okay.
So it's substantially easier, but there's like a bunch more tasks you have to do. You have to meditate.
It's like Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, basically. You have to fucking take a cold shower or an ice bath for 5 minutes every day. Wow. You have to meditate or visualize your future for 10 minutes every day. It's just, and then everything else that you do in the regular 75 hard program is also required. So it's your 2 workouts, you're drinking a gallon of water, you're reading every day. And, bro, it's actually fucking cool. You know, and I'm happy that I go on vacation tomorrow. And when this comes out, I think I'll still be in Mexico. But leading up to it, I wanted to fucking take a big block of my life and really try and focus on my physical and mental growth. And that's what it's fucking about.
Hell yeah.
And bro, reading, I'm telling you, like reading the fucking books that I've been reading, you know, people hear like development or self-help books and they think of like culty guru-y shit.
That's me, dude, because I think there's a lot of people who are in self-help because they're sort of just like wallowing in like the sorrow and the sadness and like this idea that there's this book or this guru out there on the horizon who's going to bring them into the light. And it's like, no, man, you got to kind of do it yourself.
Yeah, but also I've learned a fucking ton off of reading books about great people and inspirations from like the books that you're reading, Emotional Intelligence and the Urban Monk and all that shit. Like there is a bunch of knowledge to be gained from some, but
right,
then
that's fair. All right, that's fair.
From some, but then
There's
on the other hand, on your TikTok that's going through your reels, probably maybe double check. You know
what's fucking nuts that always makes me laugh?
Get on that mic, yeah.
And more. Oh shit,
there, right there.
My maybe turn my earphones down a little bit because I sound like I'm shouting. Like Instagram knows you're a dude, and so it scrolls past chicks, like pictures of them in bikini or lingerie, and it's always with some like stupid, like inspirational quote, and it's like, I would just put, this is a picture of me looking hot in underwear. Why does the picture of you leaning over your bed in your underwear equate to like deep inspiration?
Well, the thing is that
when I look at this picture of myself, it really lets me know how far I've come. Yeah. Because for years prior to this, I dealt with insecurities and like some long write up.
It's not even that deep.
To show me your ass.
It'll be like
except for you've had a pussy since the time you were born. So
it'll be like only you can hold you back in this world, and it's like some chick just leaning over a fucking bed. It's like,
yeah,
you're an insta-ho.
Hey, you know what though?
Well, that doesn't make you special. Every fucking woman has a pussy, so you see it like constantly on the feed, on the reels. I don't even follow this shit, and it's girls.
Yeah, no, you don't have to follow it. It just knows that you're male, so it scrolls it past you, and it probably catches your eye because your eye is caught, and so your eye probably twitches to it.
And some of them are just so that shit. Outrageous. It's like I seen one the other day, and I just instantly just scrolled past it because I was like, bro, and it had words, and it was like, when you get fucked by Joe Biden or something, is this girl with the fucking titties just bouncing back, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
I can't deal with this.
It's soft porn, and it's allowed on fucking Instagram. But then like my advertisement for a T-shirt that says something about like I support free speech and the right to bear arms.
Yeah,
and if that makes me a domestic terrorist, I'll wear that title, right?
Banned.
That's banned. Some chick pretending to get fucked. Like that's fine.
Bro, I mean, we all understand the algorithm.
Oh, I know.
Like, if your channel preaches personal excellence and health and values and integrity and capability, they don't want that. Right. They want a bunch of motherfuckers sitting on their couch, beating off to these fucking, oh my God, look at this girl. Oh, look at her tits. And they've These guys are never going to fuck a girl like that.
No.
They're just sitting on their couch, eating their bullshit foods, doing nothing. That's what they want to perpetuate.
Well, the other thing that it always makes me think of, because a few of them have to know, the girls who post all this shit, a few of them have to be smart enough to know that they're going to age out. Like, they're probably making really good money posting these pictures, but at some point they're going to be 32 and there's going to be a 25-year-old that's hotter. And so they're going to just age. And do they have a life skill? Like, if you're...
Well, here's the thing, bro. If you're smart, it's the same thing with like fighters, right?
If they're smart, yeah, they're investing. I guarantee you there's like 10% that know it. They're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to make a bunch of money. I'm going to invest it.
3%.
Yeah, just like the strippers, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But a few probably are. They know it.
Yeah,
they have sense. But most of them are going to wake up one day at 33 years old and be like, how come nobody wants to pay me for my pictures anymore?
Because your tits are sagging to your knees, bitch.
Yeah, because you aged out and there's somebody coming up. It's the same thing with an NFL player. One day they wake up.
I'll tell you what,
and nobody wants them to carry the rock.
I actually think, and I'd like to get your guys' opinion on this, I think women in their 40s are the hottest on planet Earth.
Because we're 40.
I understand that. But I also...
But yes. Yeah, no. I'm glad I'm attracted to women my age.
They become beautiful.
And not only do they become beautiful, but a hot 40-year-old has earned it. Whereas a hot 20-year-old, dude, half of them are just still fucking and just eating McDonald's and fucking getting blacked out drunk every night and still have that hot little fucking 20-year-old body.
Yep.
But dude, a woman that's attractive in her 40s, man, she knows how to fucking take care of herself, and she knows how to live this life, dude.
Hell yeah.
And not only are they better like in tune with themselves, but bro, like a woman in her 40s, I mean, I think that's when they reach their sexual prime too.
Oh, really?
Which I don't know if that, I'm not saying like their sexual prime when it comes to reproduction. That's actually been proven. I think it starts to diminish after 22.
Yeah.
It's young.
Yeah, it's
right?
young.
But I just mean like how a woman is comfortable in her body and how she can express sexuality to you.
Yeah.
Like they know what they like. They if they still look good, they probably have confidence by that point. Because all young women are insecure as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And so, dude, I've said it a bunch of times. If I were to ever find myself single, I don't think I would even fucking talk to a girl under 35 years old.
No. And honestly, I think the reason we are attracted to women our own age is because as soon as you hear a 25-year-old girl start talking, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God.
Also, for those girls
walk away.
who are, or the women, I guess, at 40 years old, most American men have such low testosterone and are such fucking pussy little beta cucks that they don't have the sex drive to keep up with their woman.
Yeah.
So the woman ends up getting upset, and she fucking cheats on him, and he can't figure out why.
Yeah.
So,
let him in on a little fucking secret.
There's a little. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, no, you already did. You let him in on it that you can't be a beta fucking cuck and keep a quality woman satisfied.
No,
period.
Dude. No, you need to be the fucking stud.
It's
all the time.
Anti-biology. It's anti-evolution, dude.
Even when you're 70 years old, you should be able to fucking pound your woman whenever she needs it,
bro. And then here's the other thing too. Like, guys want to talk about like, well, she's legal, or there's grass on the field, play ball, all this dumb shit that we've heard our whole life, right?
Yeah.
Here's the deal, bro. Like, I have teenage daughters now.
Yeah.
Like, Gwen is 16, and I look at those kids like family, right?
Yeah.
Bro, it has nothing to do with what the law says. Like, the legal age of consent in Washington State is 16.
Yeah.
If some 30-year-old looks at Gwen, I'm going to chop his fucking head off with my Norwegian battle axe.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I look at 25-year-olds as children.
That's what I'm saying. So the older we get, because guess what I was banging when I was in high school? 16-year-old girls. Yeah. But the older you get, and it's not something that's like, this is morally correct or this is what's legally correct. No, it's none of that. It's when I look at a fucking 18-year-old girl, I see a child.
Yeah,
because I'm fucking 42 years old. Yep. It doesn't have to meet some threshold or some rule. Like, dude, if you're attracted to girls that are still in high school, you're the fucking problem.
Hell yeah. Something's wrong with you.
Exactly.
And like, it's just bizarre to me that like all these guys want to go fucking gawk over 22-year-old girls. I know, like, bro, I'm going to have fucking kids. Like, Zach's fucking 20 now. The older, and I think like your own kids, at least for me, when I look at that age group now, I look at 20-year-olds as kids now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, 100%.
When we were 20, we were fucking.
We thought we were grown-ass men.
But we were walking around the mountains of Afghanistan and shit. You know what I'm
Shooting
saying?
motherfuckers.
So you think like, it's kind of weird when you look back on that age now at 42, and I'm like, we were babies in Afghanistan. You know?
Yeah.
Like literal fucking, I don't know, man.
Bro, I was, this actually popped into my head the other day. I was 24 years old on my first CIA contract, and I thought I was the saltiest dog on fucking planet Earth.
Well, fuck, you're 24 years old
Yeah.
working for a 3-letter agency.
Mid-20s, bro. Like, I got it figured out.
Dude, you know what's funny is like, I have an epiphany probably every 5 years where I look back on who I was, and it's like, that motherfucker didn't have a goddamn clue about anything on planet Earth. And that's happened so many times now that I know my 47-year-old self is going to look back on 42-year-old Greg sitting here right now and be like, motherfucker, if you'd just done this, this, and this, you would have been set. But you had your head up your ass.
Everything we were talking about before we recorded rings true to that.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it does.
But
dude.
It's Earth School. You know?
It's
Earth
right. You're
School.
100%.
So
it's fine. Tyler and I were like, I was at the gym the other fucking month or two ago where we were talking about cool shit that we like to read. And I was like, man, school is wasted on kids.
Yep.
Because they got too much energy and they want to go run around. They don't. And I was like, I want all day to myself to just fucking read all these books. That
as an adult, all the information that's out there, it's like, dude, I could sit here and fucking learn for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But I have to do adult dad shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And so we force kids to sit still and try to learn. They don't want to. Where it's like, dude, if you could somehow make it to 30 years old and all of a sudden you get really curious about whatever you're into, and then you want to sit down and learn about it. It's kind of too bad that I don't know, there's a way around it.
Bro, I mean, I think the human being is supposed to play and learn your whole fucking life.
Totally.
Like, that's why I honestly think, because, you know, we can't go an episode without jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
I honestly think that's why jiu-jitsu is really blowing up in society, because it's giving 40-year-olds a pass to go play.
Yep.
That's like, it's like being on the fucking recess.
It's something to struggle against. And like, I think the reason I loved mountain bike racing for all those years is because I kind of sucked at it. And I know the day I won a race was the day my interest started to decrease. Like,
that's interesting. The better you got, the more you're looking for a new challenge.
Exactly. And that led me to the gym.
Yeah. Bro, I mean, fuck. Everybody understands that continuous learning is one of the keys to longevity, but our society just fucking like shits all over it. Yeah. You know, it's like we were just saying before we started recording, you get up, you go to work, 11 and a half hours of your day, every day is literally just to keep the lights on and your mortgage paid.
Yep. It's fucking ridiculous.
And that's what we're all doing, bro.
I know.
You know? And we've all done it for so long. And I've talked about it on the show all the time. It's becoming like a theme. But I honestly think we're supposed to do those things when we're in our teens and our 20s and our early 30s.
You have to grind and
you have to grind, yes. Because you can't make it to the top if you don't learn like the value of money or what it takes to earn money,
or what tough time, like
you have to learn how the whole process works,
how to follow orders, how to give orders. Like you can't become a leader.
How could you manage $1 million if you can't manage 135?
Well, and that's exactly why most of the people that win the lottery are broke in 2 years, because in order to become responsible in your life, it's incremental steps, right?
Totally.
But I think a lot of people, they take those incremental steps, and as soon as those incremental steps get them to a place that's comfortable, and this is total stoner talk now because I just hit the vape pen a couple of times. But instead of continuing to step up, you get on a fucking like one of those things at the airport that just propels you forward.
The people mover.
The people mover. You're just on a people mover.
Totally.
And that pace is fucking atrocious.
And I think that's why everybody's on Xanax or fucking whatever psychotropic drug, because they're just
on a fucking people mover,
and they're just trying to zone out.
The people mover doesn't progress your trajectory in an upward manner. It just keeps you stuck in neutrality. And that's where everyone's fucking at right now, dude. Yeah. And everybody's so stuck there that when you talk about stepping outside of that, you're crazy. What are you fucking nuts, dude?
Yep. It's safe in here.
Like you
should get on the people mover. The people mover is really safe.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, Toby is my partner who in our property where we built our range out in Granite Falls. And bro, I'm telling you, when I first bought that property, you bought in on it later on. You weren't my partner for the first year or whatever.
Yeah.
But during that time, and here's the thing, he wasn't my partner, but he's still out there with the chainsaw, cutting all the trees down, building the road with me.
Yep.
Meanwhile, everybody else, other than like Foulke and Jordan and guys that already know how to just get down, like, dude, you're crazy. You're building the road. What are you doing? You know? And it's like, motherfucker, men have been building roads since the beginning of time.
Yep.
I'm not doing anything special, right?
We're chainsawing. We're having a great time.
Yeah. Other than the couple times I hit my leg. Thank God for those chaps. The steel chainsaw chaps, shout out. They work.
Yep.
But bro, like the thing is like once you can kind of break out of the fucking mold and realize like, oh dude, I do hold the power to just go out and kind of do random shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Jenny did the math this morning. Did you see the text that I sent you?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to put my fucking monetary amounts out on the show, whatever. But we realize the podcast is making more than I made as a deputy U.S. Marshal.
Oh, fuck.
That's it.
Wow.
What we're doing right now, we're drinking Bodie's Office, Buffalo Trace, and fucking smoking some weed, having fun. And guess what? This produces more than I made as a federal agent. And the only reason I say this is because you can literally do whatever the fuck you want in this world.
Yeah.
And like, obviously you have to, no matter what you do, when you start jiu-jitsu, you're a white belt and it takes you 10 or 15 years before you are recognized as what we consider an expert, right? Yeah. The same thing with podcasting. I go back and listen to the early episodes. I'm like, dude, we sound like a bunch of fucking goons.
Is it
dude.
bad?
It's bad.
I'm not going to go back.
And this is like episode 127, I think. And guess what? When we're on episode 300, we'll listen to this one and be like, dude, what the fuck?
As it should be, right?
People, yeah, but exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it needs to be.
Yes.
That's fucking growth, dude.
Progression.
If you could just turn on a mic and be perfect, everybody would have a podcast.
Yeah, exactly,
and,
bro.
So I remember
everyone would be perfect at everything, and you would never have to try, and then it'd probably be worse than it is right now because no one would fucking do anything.
Yeah, my oldest son was getting frustrated about not being good at soccer or whatever, and I was like, dude, you have to start. Like, I was thinking about Dave Grohl has like a famous quote about how they started Nirvana. He's like, we bought a bunch of shitty low-end instruments and we started playing in a garage and we sucked. And we kept playing, we kept sucking. We kept playing, we kept being really bad. And then one day we weren't bad anymore. And then we were Nirvana. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's the only way to get there. And everybody thinks they're going to be like,
and bro,
I'm an entrepreneur now. I'm just going to go succeed. Or I'm in jiu-jitsu now. Greg, I'm ready for my black belt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I've been here 6 weeks. I haven't been promoted.
It's
no, you just have to go be bad. And you just have to be bad and keep fucking being bad. Like, keep showing up to suck.
Yeah. and depending on what it is, it will take longer than others.
Yeah. And if you just keep
the cool shit,
if you just keep showing up and just keep doing it over and over again, like, at some point you're going to figure it out. And like, you know, when Glover was talking to us at the river and he was like, guys, you have to do a YouTube channel. And I was like, fuck, man, I am not like, I don't mind talking to you guys. I'm looking you guys in the eyes and we're recording. It doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. But me talking to the camera fucks with my head bad. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't. He's like, you have to. Like, all right. So I've made 3 videos and they're bad. Like, they fucking suck.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to keep making shitty videos until I don't.
Until you make good videos.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
dude,
how it is.
Dude, here's the thing. The things that you get good at. Like, I actually listened to my last week's episode as a solo episode. I always listen to my podcast as a consumer to see what I like about it and what I don't like and what little things I may need to change. And as a consumer, I listened to, it was a solo episode talking about like exactly what we're talking about, breaking out of the mold and being you for a living. Stop being fucking triggered all the time. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good to listen to as a consumer.
Yeah.
So here I am 2 years later and I did something I was proud of. It's like getting a blue belt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like when you get your fucking blue belt.
Dude, I fucking wore it. I wore it in
my
my kitchen making food.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because
I feel bad about it. I feel like I don't. I feel like I'm still a beginner.
Mine was I was just proud of it. If Greg felt like I was a blue belt, then I was a blue belt, and I trusted that. And I was like, for me, it was the first thing as an adult that I had set out to do that took a lot of fucking effort.
What was it? 2 years to your blue belt?
Yeah, it was like year and a half, 2 years, somewhere in there.
And you were a motherfucker very quickly.
From the get-go.
You know?
Yeah.
Not from the get go.
Fucking look at him.
Because he got choked.
Your neck is wider than your head.
Because he got choked out. He got choked out by a grandfather on his first day, and then a girl. So
and then he got his shit together.
Fucked up.
Hey, you want to hear something that's funny? Is I think I look back on my jiu-jitsu journey, and I never had that period of time getting my ass kicked by a girl, and that's because, dude, there really wasn't, like when I was a white belt, there wasn't female brown belts.
Bro, the girls at the gym are savage.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking rad.
Now?
Yeah, Rachel's legit, bro.
Yeah.
Like she submitted me a couple times.
she's a beast, bro.
Yeah.
But like, if I came
Jenny,
in,
dude, I trained with Jenny.
Yeah.
What does she deadlift?
I think like 400 pounds or something.
Jenny? Who's Jenny?
The CrossFit coach.
Oh, downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she was like putting me in mount or something, and every time she did, I was like, and she's like, "Why do you keep making that sound?" I was like, "You're fucking crushing my ribs,
Bro,
Like, she's strong as fuck."
She's no joke.
Yeah.
So the first time I rolled with her, I was like, have we rolled before? Because, dude, I got 180 students now. It's hard to keep track of who you've rolled with and who you haven't rolled with.
Yeah.
And then you got a couple of the younger kids like, "Coach, want to get around in?" Not tonight, man. I'm going to roll with some other people. Oh, sorry. I know. You should just get to roll with whoever you want whenever you fucking want to.
That's Daniel, isn't it?
Should have showed up 5 years ago.
I ducked Daniel. Are you kidding me?
Fuck, dude.
This is the reality about Daniel, because when I fight Daniel, it's a coin flip of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Daniel is hands down my toughest roll in the gym.
I love that guy.
And for people who don't know, he's my savage black belt.
Yeah.
And he's been with me literally since the day we opened.
Imagine meeting him at the grocery store.
Oh,
and
you
would have
you would
no clue.
100% think.
Bro, this is why you should
The
never
first
start a
time I
fight with a
seen him-
stranger. Because you would meet Daniel in the grocery store and be like, "This guy's just kind of goofy and like nerdy,
and I'll kill him.
and I'm gonna destroy him."
showed up-
and then he would murder you inside of 4 seconds.
I thought he was such a fucking dork because I had seen him like 4 or 5 times
Yeah.
at the kids' class and when I started,
yeah.
but I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And I remember he had like a Pikachu shirt on or something and some fucking pajamas. And he walks up and his knuckles are like dragging on the floor and his hair's all fucked up. And I'm like, who is this guy who just keeps coming up by the couch and like going behind the desk? And then one day he showed up and
Put his gi on.
yeah,
You saw the black belt.
Yeah. But did he have a black belt or did you give him
I gave him his black belt.
I think
He's
he was
had
a
it for a
brown
long
belt.
He's probably a brown belt.
Yeah, I think he was a brown belt.
when you started, for sure, brown belt.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, anyways, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then I rolled with him. And that was when I was a fresh white belt and he just fucking killed me.
And he still does
Oh, yeah, still.
to everybody.
Still. Dude,
Every fucking night, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I can't fight Daniel every night now, because
It's too much.
It's
dude,
too grueling.
Dude, it's too
Requires
grueling.
recovery.
Too grueling.
Yeah, bro, at 42 years old.
I got to do like a fight camp to fight Dan.
Yes.
And when
the
he says
reason
like,
I only go twice a week is I need, after Wednesday night, I need 4 days until Monday night to recover.
Yeah.
It takes me that long.
and the thing is, the more experienced you get, because we talked about this,
Yeah.
I can go with most people and I can turn the dial up or down. Like if I'm feeling beat up, you know what? I'm just going to get under him and play a real technical guard and just flow and have fun, right? Or I'm going to fucking out wrestle you as hard as I can and try and get on top and just smash you. Those things are two very different experiences.
Yeah.
And they're also very different energy expenditure.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're wrestling hard with savages, that fucking tears you down, beats you
Fucking
down, right?
Beats you down, man.
But if you just play like fucking single leg X and shit, it's what's up?
I think Mike came unplugged.
No, that it's just that fucking those things going in and out.
Sorry,
I still
that's
gotcha.
Yeah.
So the better you get, the more you can manage how hard or how easy practice is.
Yeah.
And there's days when I'm like, I'm not even going to break a sweat and I'm not going to open my mouth.
I will say that I use less energy now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm already seeing it in you.
Well, because I still feel like a beginner because I have to think. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, I'm in mount. This is good. What next? I don't know. Fuck. You know what I mean?
You know what I noticed? It's the tense. It's the tenseness.
Yeah, I've let go of the tenseness. And, bro, the other thing that drives me nuts, I can't wait for the beginner class to start because that's really valuable, is I think I was a year in before anyone was like, get your frames. I was like, what the fuck is get your frames? And you showed me, Tyler. And I was like, oh, That's all it takes to keep like these big
because before off me.
Someone like Josh would lay on top of me and I just couldn't breathe. Now it's like, oh, it's as simple as shrimping sideways, getting my elbow down to the floor, and you know what I mean, get the other one in there. Now I'm not using any energy, and he's fighting as hard as he can. I'm just hanging out, catching my breath, and letting him wear himself out. You know what I mean?
Because he can't, but it's crush your bone. You know?
Yeah, it's your gym is a hard place to be a beginner at,
for sure, and I know that, and. Everything is a double-edged sword, right? Because on one hand,
we don't want to fucking
you also want it to be a good place for purple belts. And it's hard to walk that line where it's a good place for beginners and purple belt and up.
But it's also the culture. Like when people showed up for a long time,
the culture's amazing.
Like, but they know it's a hard culture. Yeah. Like, okay, if I'm going to be part of this team doesn't do well with pussies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Well, they weed themselves out.
They weed themselves out. Yeah. And then I have to look at it from a business standpoint too, because obviously if I have a business, I want it to be financially viable. And I think we've finally cracked the code to where we're very attractive to a lot of people, but we also, we have enough people now at 180 people that have all kind of embraced the same culture. I feel like people are more comfortable to jump into that culture now.
Like, bro, the core group is never leaving.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you've talked about here how people have messaged you and they're like, I don't have any friends. Like, I can tell you right now, if you can make it 6 months at a jiu-jitsu academy, you're going to have a lot of friends.
Fuck yeah.
Friends who are
friends you can rely on.
Because jiu-jitsu takes commitment and it takes effort.
Yeah. And that's what I say. People who make it 6 months, I don't care like what belt you wear. I just like you made it more than 6 months. You have grit, and I can trust someone who has grit can be my friend.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah,
and discipline.
I don't base my friendship on your belt.
No,
but I will base. I will base friendship on your grit, and like because I just know like Tyler's a motherfucker. He's my people,
bro. Your friends, the friendships that you create in this world. Bro, they should have to go through a vetting process.
Through a test. Yeah.
And a test.
Because that's how you know it's a real friendship.
I was just thinking about this the other day because like, I forget what book it was, and I've talked about it on the show before, but it's like, as you develop different relationships with people, you realize some people are 3-minute friends. Some people are 3-hour friends. Some people are 3-week friends. Some people are 3-month friends. And then like some people are 3-decade friends. They're with you for life, right? Yeah. But you have to learn through your interactions with them what billet they're going to fill, right? And as soon as you realize like, you know what, I met this dude at whatever and we fucking had a meal together and now it's time to go our separate ways, listen to that voice. Yeah. Because too many people keep people in their lives that are fucking tearing them down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody is, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm becoming a motherfucker with that stuff. And people can say like, oh, you're getting stuck up or you think, you know what I mean? It's like the people that, and these are guys that I like and people I've known a long time, but if your lifestyle is just stagnant and your vibration is low,
it's that.
I don't want to be around it because you're trying to lower mine.
Yeah.
And it might not even be a cognizant thing you're doing. It's just the frequencies don't fucking vibrate together.
No.
I got to be away from you.
Yep.
And there's people that I consider like good people that I've known a long time. I need distance from you now.
Well, it's not that they're not good. It's that you're not on the same vibration.
Or not even that you need distance, but we're busy now. Like I took 2 months off work to work on Training Northwest. I've gone back to, I started a new electrical project at a hospital 2 weeks ago. But in that 2 months that I, air quotes, took off, I've worked more than I ever have in my life. And I didn't make a fucking dime doing it. I lost money doing it.
Yeah.
But it was getting the ball rolling with Training Northwest. And like, it was just constant. I'd get out of bed and just start, you know, it probably looked like I was fucking off because I was fiddling around on the computer, but I was always doing something and always kind of like trying to move the ball forward, trying to keep that momentum going.
Bro, from the outside looking in, I feel like you did a fucking phenomenal job of getting that
in 2 months.
Because, dude, you had the idea, we finished up the range, you launched the site, you built curriculum, you started running courses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
And you did that all quickly.
Yes.
And I mean, how many courses have you ran out there now? Like 12 or something?
Oh, probably twice that.
Twice that? See, bro, it's fucking,
yeah.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
No, the momentum is building. And at this point, all that's holding it back is just getting the word out. So actually, I'm glad we're talking about it right now, because there's two things holding it back: inflation in the economy starting to tank, and people being worried about extra expenditures. Right? People are tightening their belts.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then the second part is just making more people aware, because I'm still getting people come out and they're like, "I just heard about this a week ago. I wish I had known about this earlier."
Yeah. Well, too much earlier. This place didn't even exist. So
yeah. No, but it's all good. Like I was telling a couple of guys at work, I was like, man, right now it feels like the momentum is really strong, and we've got some. I don't want to talk about, like, we've got that big phone call coming up December 1st with a couple other companies that we're hoping to kind of partner and collaborate with.
I've already talked about it on the show before.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've already said that Fieldcraft is going to have a presence on our range at some capacity. Yeah.
And
us and Glover, we haven't discussed all the details yet, but he said, just based on spending the weekend with us, that our facility could host a lot of Fieldcraft curriculum.
Yes.
Outside of firearms too, trauma lanes, vehicle extractions, like.
And I've got some plans for Training Northwest for this summer, based around kind of the same ideas. And like I said, I don't want to say too much, because you shouldn't announce something until it's set in stone.
Yeah.
But we've got big stuff coming from Training Northwest in 2023. We're going to collaborate with Fieldcraft Survival, and we're going to collaborate with, it sounds like Tony Cowden.
Tony Cowden's coming out too.
Capable Inc. is what he calls his company.
That dude's fucking rad.
We've got some awesome stuff coming in 2023, and I think that's going to just the snowball is going to keep getting bigger. And I think by 2024, bro, we're not going to be able to keep up with the demand.
Yeah.
And I really think that, I guess now we're talking about it. So at some point we're going to announce, hopefully, Guns and Geese, Training Northwest, Fieldcraft Survival, and Tony's Capable Inc. We'll have all our Granite Falls dates set for the whole year, and we'll be able to let everybody know. And that way folks can look at they'll be able to look at the schedule and be like, this is it. Like,
for sure.
Here are, it may be as many as like 18 or 20 classes, but you either get into one of them or you miss out until 2024.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's good, because this year I was throwing shit at the wall to see what would stick. So I'd be like, oh shit, I need to get a class up. It's July. Okay, I'll post classes for August. And then August would come and be like, oh fuck, I need to post September classes. Mm-hmm. And so people were constantly like, oh shit, I got plans that weekend, or I haven't saved any money, or you know what I mean? So
they need more time.
We need to get the entire year's schedule out so that people can look at it, make plans, and figure it out.
I can tell you, like, this is the exact same thing that I dealt with as a new jiu-jitsu professor. Yeah. Do you know how many fucking years I went where I'd just unlock my front door and be like, oh, what should I show tonight? Let's do fucking triangles from the mount. Okay. Yeah. Dude, you guys want to do triangles from the mount? Yeah, fuck yeah, sounds cool.
Fuck yeah.
And what I learned is now my curriculum is on a rotating 10-week curriculum. So everything is fucking laid out for me. I don't even have to fucking think about the day-to-day stuff, because I already put the thought in ahead of time and it's already done. And every 10 weeks, I'll sit down one morning for 2 hours and map out the next 10 weeks. Yeah. And what you find is, I know it's really shocking, everything runs smoother with less headache, right?
What a concept.
Yeah. And like, dude, we were thinking about the same thing with Guns and Geese, because what we always do with Guns and Geese is after class 6, we announce class 7. After class 7, and I'll show you afterwards, but after class 6 last time, we mapped out all of 2023. Yes. So the next 6 classes are already planned.
Perfect.
And we're going to be dropping those dates. The reason we're not dropping them yet is because we want to build the website to be able to register and accept payments as soon as you see the dates.
Yep.
And you're exactly right, because a lot of people, I mean, just for military people, for example, you get 2 blocks of leave a year, and your unit dictates it to you.
Yeah.
And your unit says, at least in our unit, they would say, hey, you can take a vacation in August for a week, and you can take a vacation in January. And these are the dates you can take. That's not just a military thing. A lot of people have a specific block of time where they can go outside of their regular schedule and do something. And very few people are looking 6 weeks out on things like that. They're looking 12 months out on stuff like that.
Or you throw up one date and they're like, oh shit, my kid has a baseball tournament that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm out. So you got to have the whole year out so they can plan ahead. And when you plan ahead, then you can say, well, you know what, this is going to be my weekend. So even if baseball tournaments or other stuff comes up, this is already planned, and this is what I'm going to go do.
Yeah. And in our next class, which is class 7 in March, it's already almost sold out. It's the new curriculum too.
Oh, good.
Where we're providing the firearms now.
Yes. Nice. Yeah. Good call.
And like that was I think that's going to be a game changer, because there's so many people that are hungry, especially considering the last 2 years, how volatile the world's been. There's people that want to have this skill set, but they don't have a fucking gun.
Yeah.
They don't have a gun belt.
Yeah.
They don't even know what a fucking gun belt is.
Yeah. I've just bought another Glock just so that I can now have 2 loaners, because people keep hitting me up and they're like, hey, can we take a private lesson, but we don't own a gun? And yes, you can. And I actually encourage you to, because it's really smart to get the knowledge before you purchase.
Yeah. So what our new curriculum entails is part of your registration fee buys you an Exumbris gun belt, an Allegiance holster that is fitted to a Glock 17 or 19, and mag pouches and all of the equipment. You get a gi, everything that you need for the weekend. Here you go, in a bag.
And folks, like people who are listening to this and considering Greg's class, like understand that you're going to pay extra for that, but you're getting a lot for it, because there's a lot of there's like high-end equipment, there's shitty equipment, and there's every level in between. And you can spend a lot of fucking money, because you'll do what everybody does. You'll be like, you know what, I'll buy the cheap one first and just see how it works. And you'll be like, oh, this sucks. And you'll try your friend's like a little bit better one. You'll be like, oh, it's so much better than my cheap piece of shit. So then you buy that one. And then by the time you finally realize that you should have just bought the shit you should have bought, you'll be, hundreds or thousands of dollars in. So let guys like Greg and Greg, who are professionals, like, just if you're new, let them select your first round of equipment for you, so you just know you're getting good shit.
Yeah, dude. I had I had someone want to attend a course, and they're like, well, what do I need to bring? And so I sent them exactly that, a link to Exumbris and a link to Allegiance holsters. And they're like, and it's not even that fucking expensive. The Exumbris belts are like $150 or something.
Yeah.
If you're building out a quality gun belt, it's just like you just said, spend a little more up front, and it will literally
never buy another one again.
Yeah, it'll outlive you, And as soon as I said that, they're like, oh, well, we didn't realize that we needed equipment. So I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to attend. And that's when I realized, like, thank God our new curriculum is once you sign up, you show up and we give you equipment.
Yeah.
Because the other thing that happens often is you put out a gear requirement list, okay? And what you see showing up, it's like, hold on a second.
We assume because we're in the military, people are going to read that gear list and like adhere to it very strictly.
Yeah.
That's not the way the world works.
And so you get people showing up with these fucking like just shit holsters, and
yeah.
I just bust people's balls now. I'm like, are you really fucking going to train with that? And they're like, oh, well, But yeah, just let fucking professionals outfit you with what you need if it's something you want to do.
The ladies class, go figure, they all showed up with the right equipment, like 100%.
Bro, ladies,
women are super good at following rules.
Yeah, dude, ladies can come. What I've found with ladies is they can come into things like shooting and fighting and excel because they don't have ego attached to it.
They come with an empty cup.
Yeah, like all of us. Dude, since I was 16 years old.
The number of guys who have emailed me and been like, hey, I see you have like Pistol 1 classes up. When's like fucking black belt level class? Because I'm there.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not. Probably not.
And here's the stupid thing that people like that don't realize. They want to be fucking Jason Bourne. And it's like, dude, when we run our intro to pistol, we have high-level shooters attend our course.
Yes.
Dude, Glover himself said he'd like to attend our course as a student, right?
Bro, the one thing I really took away from his class, like watching it, I was like, man, he's an awesome instructor and runs an awesome course. But I told Dave after, I was like, our course is good too. Like, I feel good now because we've seen like what is the gold standard of the industry.
Yes,
and our course is pretty competitive. Like, I don't want to like measure dicks, but I was just happy. I was like, man, Mike runs a great course. But
here's
also
the thing.
The takeaway from it was I also run a great course.
Yeah.
The thing is, everybody thinks that they want to be fucking doing ninja rolls behind barricades and shit. And bro, if you want to go do that, go be a fucking Army Ranger.
Yes.
You'll get all the
It's a lifestyle.
you get all the ninja rolls you want,
Yep.
right? But if you're a civilian and you work at Boeing and you have one free weekend a year, let's invest in the fundamentals and let's build a shooter from the ground up.
And that's
that is what people are fucking finding value in. Yeah. And what we keep seeing at Guns and Geese, the best black belts that are there and the best shooters are there, pull us aside and they say, bro, that little tip that you showed me on how to switch my grip, or dude, that Joao's little tip on how he shrimps.
Joao's escape, like by grabbing the thigh and then rolling your knees over and pinning, like, bro, it's changed my game.
That's what I'm saying though. Like people, the higher level, the more appreciative they are that our course is honing basics. You know, we're teaching shrimping. We're not teaching inverted berimbolo. Yeah. You know what I mean? And dude, if you want to be great at something, be the best at the foundational elements of it first, and then go out and become your fucking Jason Bourne ninja rolling motherfucker.
I'm glad you brought all this up because that's where we're going with training Northwest in 2023 is like, I can't make you, like, people want to come out and believe they're a gunslinger. It's like, no, I can't make you a gunslinger in a couple weekends. But I can make, like, if you look back to the Revolutionary War and the Minutemen, right? They were farmers and fucking blacksmiths and shopkeepers. And they were people who knew how to fire a rifle and kept all their shit ready. And they were Minutemen. Yep. So I'm kind of calling, like, the concept is based around the American Minuteman. And it's like, again, you're not going to be a soft operator.
Yeah.
But you are going to, like, if you stick with us through the year and come to all these courses, or it'll probably, I think it's going to be a 3-day course. But we can at least get you to where you're like a very basic level infantryman and kind of show you what you need to have ready to go for yourself and for your community. And it's probably, like, I really hope it never comes to that, but you don't know. Like we sort of sit back and think that life's just going to be peachy, but human history is not full of like unending good times. It's tumultuous as fuck, dude. And these people are like, bro, you're a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, no, I'm a historian.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
I just like to read history. So I've realized what human civilizations have gone through over and over and over and over and over again.
Resets.
And I kind of see like all the signs are there right now. And I hope to God we just pull out of it. Like I really just want to go back to drinking beer and watching football. That's my goal.
I hate
just
watching
in case,
football.
I know you do. I feel like if you had played football, you'd fucking love it.
Maybe, but
run as fast as that man as you can and smash into him and try to drive him through your wall. And you'd be like, fuck yeah, bro.
But he still will lose if we get into a grappling match.
Dude, I did a round with a dude that just got out of the NFL and didn't know anything. It's a problem. Super athlete, dude. Crazy. I mean, he couldn't do anything because
fast
he
twitch muscle fiber
didn't know what to do. But he did know how to spin and jump. And when he got frantic, it was a problem. And it's like, all right, once this guy knows a thing or two, he'll be a fucking problem, bro. Yeah. But
what the fuck were we talking about?
No, you're saying like the whole Minuteman idea, like, and that's
more honest because I think if you're going to a training course who off the bat is telling you like we're going to make you an operator, they're lying to you, and you should know that. You should go in with honest expectations, and if someone's selling you the expectation that you're going to be like on the level like of people who do that for a living, they're fucking lying.
And bro, like we tell people all the time, like we're not here to sell snake oil. And if you suck at shooting and fighting on Friday morning, when you get on the plane to fly home Monday morning, you're still going to suck at all these things.
But you'll have something to practice.
Exactly.
You'll have seen how you have to practice.
That is what we're teaching. How you can go home and build your foundation.
Yes. And
like Lappin says, he's like, dude, if you wanted me to make you the best shooter, we would fucking sit on the range for the next 5 weeks and do nothing but dot torture.
No, and think about how tired we always got of ready ups.
That's what I'm saying, right?
People are dying to learn CQB. Think how much we hated that fucking tire house at Aberdeen Training Facility out on Fort Bragg, and we were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
We got to do another run."
We're going.
Dude, you're doing your day blank, day live, night blank, night live. You wouldn't get off the range till fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah, dude. Dave and I, when we went through GRS selection. It was like hit the shoot. Like by the end of the attrition, we were down to like 4 people left. And so it was hit the house, come out, like breathing so hard that you're about to puke, go jam mags. And then they're resetting the role players. And they're like, all right, we're ready. Go ahead, go. And you're still out of breath. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, that's
after
why
2 weeks of that shit, I was like, I never want to clear building again. As long as I live.
That's why we never want to expand our course much further than 2.0, because 2.0 is just, now we're teaching you how to run your rifle, some basic rifle manipulations, clearing malfunctions, bolt impingement, bolt override, like all the shit that can happen to a rifle. Let's teach you how to deal with it. And then that's about where we want to stop training people.
Well, because beyond 2.0, it becomes a lifestyle commitment.
That's what I'm saying.
Like a true, like you have to just go live the life. You have to join the army or a SWAT team or something.
If you want to fucking do, bro, I want to learn how to do CQB under nods and talk lasers and all this shit. And it's like,
sign up, raise your right hand.
Yeah. And the thing is, the more high speed you get, the more high speed guys you're going to get. I don't want the motherfuckers that want to be Jason Bourne because they're a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Well, what about what about this? What about that? It's like, bro, we could play.
What if I've got a 3-man stack behind me and they're covering my 6?
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that fucking dipshit captain who was like, what if you've got like a Abrams platoon outside that's covering the back door with their main battle gun?
And I say, what if my aunt...
That was a fucking company commander.
What if my aunt had a dick? She'd be my uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if a bullfrog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass every time.
But dude, like, think about it. Like, that's a company commander that wants to start fucking trying to play that what if game. Yeah. And
Sergeant Foulke, you said too many bad words on the objective.
I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in dealing with that. I don't want you attending my course and turning it into a dick measuring contest. Yeah. And the thing is,
there's a lot of that out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not interested in that. No I want to take shooters and teach them fundamentals. And the thing is,
and people who are excited to learn, because those guys are showing up looking to like,
exactly.
I'm going to shoot holes. I'm going to show this guy, like, dude, don't waste your money. If you are a self-proclaimed expert, save your money. And
why are you coming to my course then?
Exactly.
Yeah. I've always thought that was weird. People that attend courses and then question everything. Yeah. Like, I look at attending a course kind of like how I'm attending a selection. My eyes are open, my mouth is shut.
Yeah.
And I may be thinking in my head the whole time, this dude's a fucking goon. I would never do that in a gunfight.
I didn't say a word during Mike Glover's class, and you could say I picked up 3 things, or you could say I only picked up 3 things, and they were 3 small things, but they're 3 things that have changed completely my thoughts on how I train and how I'm going to teach.
Well, and that's what I was just going to say. Another thing that you learn from watching high-level instructors is not specific skills. It's how to teach specific skills.
And concepts.
Yeah.
Broad concepts.
How to teach them.
Yes.
And that is, in my opinion, that's more valuable.
Absolutely.
Well, now you can spread 100%. The word, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And
by the way, like, anybody could, like, I don't care if you're an expert shooter, you could have come to Mike's, like, that was that called Gunfighter 1? It was his Gunfighter 1. It was his level 1 class. I don't care how good you are. You could have learned from that class.
100%, dude. 100% you could. And those are the funnest courses to teach, where beginner through advanced can all get on the same page and just enjoy the afternoon together. And like, some people may take 90% away and some people may take 5% away, you know? Yep. But a lot of times,
if you get 5% out of a 1-day course, you're fucking killing
I was going to say, a lot of times the guys that take the 1 to 5%, they're happier because they value it more.
Well, and it's usually something that really got them. Like, it really like I was saying, when I rolled with you guys for Guns and Geese, and Joao, his thing, like get the half guard, get the one arm through, grab the thigh, roll over. It's so simple, but it's one of those things that has completely changed everything, because now, like, your gym is full of 220-pound fucking, like, gorillas, right?
Monsters.
And they get on top of you and smash, right? And now that I know that if I get a little window through their crotch and I can get one arm through there, I'm going out the back.
Yeah.
Then they can't fucking stop it. You know what I mean? And that's all I got from Joao in 3 days. One little thing, and it's a fucking life changer.
Yeah. No, dude. It's cool.
Sucking at jiu-jitsu is one of the worst things.
It's horrible.
I've ever done.
That's why I say anybody who makes it 6 months, because those first 6 months suck balls, dude.
They do.
Bro.
You feel like you're drowning. Like, people, like, having a 200-pound man lay on top of you and smash your diaphragm so you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Like, you're suffocating. You're literally suffocating in real time.
And there's anxiety with that.
Yeah.
Real anxiety. Even though your logical brain knows this is my friend and we're training.
No, your reptile brain is.
Your reptile brain says,
we're dying. We're dying right now.
This fucking monster is killing me
by laying on top of me.
Bro, yeah, it's a slow death.
Yes.
I got choked completely unconscious last night.
Did you see the video? I saw the video today.
I did, yeah.
So
that was scary because you were clearly out, and you're right.
He choked me for like 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Which, I mean, the kid was 15. You can go to my Instagram and see it. Here's something that's interesting. I've had so many people reach out to me.
Shout out Hayden. He's a fucking badass.
He's a little fucking savage, dude. I've had so many people reach out to me and be like, bro, the amount of humility it takes to show someone from your youth class putting you to sleep. And it's kind of strange to me because I feel like, dude,
this is, sorry, let me cut in because I can't remember, it was a recent episode. You guys talked, someone asked you if there's a lot of crossover from the CrossFit gym to the jiu-jitsu gym. You said no. And immediately I was like, I know why. Because CrossFit is muscles and tattoos and egos. There's a lot, in a CrossFit gym, there's tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, his Instagram is in the show notes below, so you can write him and tell him what an asshole he is.
But then show up to Greg's gym and you'll find out that your ego.
I've said it the whole time I've been there. So all those people, honestly, walk upstairs.
No. Honestly, Lake Stevens CrossFit is not like a traditional. It's a lot more community and a lot more like positive vibe than a lot of CrossFit gyms I've seen. But a lot of CrossFit gyms are tattoos, big jacked muscles, and big jacked egos. Mm-hmm. And when you bring that big jacked ego upstairs to the mat room, it's going to get popped in fucking 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And if you can't handle having that ego just exploded in your face, like that's what keeps a lot of people from walking up that flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Dude,
but
send the hate, but I stand by that.
I had a lot of people
by that as well.
I had a lot of people that were like, dude, it takes a ton of humility to post a video of one of your youth kids putting you to sleep. But here's the thing. This is why I find that statement kind of...
does it? Maybe you just don't have the ego, so you don't see a problem with it.
Here's the thing. You can't do jiu-jitsu for as long as I've done jiu-jitsu and not understand the reality behind it. Mm-hmm. And the reality behind it is, on any given day, any man can grab another man, and if he gets your neck, you're fucked.
That's why UFC is so exciting.
Yeah.
It's because the underdog is one wild punch away from being the champion.
But here's the thing. Now, I'm letting my fucking youth put me in bad positions so then I can work out of bad positions. Yeah. Put me in bad positions, then I can work out of bad positions. That way, we're both getting reps. I'm getting a rep on a defense, and then they're getting a rep on how to just try and muscle through an offense and fucking finish a submission on someone that's fighting it off. Yeah. And dude, last night he was on my neck and I could tell it was tight, but I never thought that I was in danger until literally, I would say,
until you were waking up.
No, probably half a second. I had half a second before I realized I was in danger. And it went from
out
to me waking up and being like, what's going on? I didn't even have time to tap. And that hasn't happened to me like that before, to where it went from fucking to fucking done.
Yeah.
And it was fucking bizarre. But the thing is like, everybody knows that that's how jiu-jitsu works. I didn't understand it to that. Like, I got a new level of respect for how fast a choke can put you out now. Cause I can count how many times I've went out in 20 years on one hand. I'm not one of those dudes that's like, I'm not fucking tapping, dude.
Hell no. Like, bro, the other thing I learned, like, I think it was you or I can't remember who said it. You said tap early, train tomorrow. Cause I kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Yeah. You got me. Good. Let's reset.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a video game. You fell off the edge or whatever. Just fucking push start, restart, and
respawn,
it,
bro.
Yeah, we got life to do,
bro. We got this kid who, like, and I have to have this talk literally every week. I'm like, you're defending the armbar. One, you have a gable grip or you have an S grip. You're still in the fight. Okay. Once that grip is popped and your arm is straightened, the fight is over. And you need to tap out.
Accept it.
And I said, not only tap out because you lost, but it's also the rules of jiu-jitsu. When you're in the youth age brackets and your arm is straight, you lost the fight, period. We got this one fucking kid that 100% of the arm bars he's put in, he refuses to tap until it makes him start bawling.
Every time.
Damn.
And I'm like, hey, come here. I'm not going to say his name. I'm like, come here.
No.
First of all, you're crying again, so get off my mats. I don't allow crying on my mats. You haven't been there much lately.
What about for me?
He's been getting kicked off my mats for crying. I don't allow crying on my mats because here's the thing. I allow crying if Your grandmother died and you're sad. Fuck yeah, express those emotions.
Not for pain.
But because some kid has you
it
in.
depends. If your arm snapped from like an arm bar or something and the kid's crying.
But what I find in youth jiu-jitsu, most of the kids are crying out of frustration.
Yes.
And it's not having mental composure. And so I tell them, I'm like, you got to understand something. You're in a fight.
You lost.
And you lose mental composure, it goes from bad to worse. If you're on the recess and some bully gets on top of you and punches you and you start crying, tell me how that's going to serve you. It's fucking not. So you cry on my mats, you're off my mats. And dude, this kid every single time just lets his arm get stretched and you can see him starting to like grit his teeth and like make these faces. And then sure as shit, the bottom lip starts quivering, starts bawling. And I'm like, hey, come here. How many more conversations do we need to have about you?
Just accept you lost.
Protecting.
Yeah.
This is about self-preservation at this point.
It's also about ego. So this is
100%.
ego.
Yeah. And as I said, if your arm is straight, the mistake was made. When you get up off of that mat and you're bawling or you're not bawling, what do you think looks worse? Like, you're better off accepting your defeat before it hurts you. Yeah. Letting yourself get hurt isn't a sign of fucking strength. It's a sign of stupidity.
Yeah. And ego. It's a sign of ego. And bro, like, I don't know. And we maybe shouldn't derail too much, but like.
Yeah, we can derail. We can do whatever we want.
So I went and did an ayahuasca ceremony too. And I was worried because one of the things they say is like a lot of the pain and the suffering that comes with that is your ego fighting Mother Aya out. Right. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. Like, I could see myself having a big ego, or maybe I don't. Yeah. And I did it. Like, it came on to me so fast that later, and God, it goes on for months afterwards. Dude, it changes like your self-reflection. But in self-reflection, one of the things I came up with is I was like, you know what? I think I'm okay to say I don't have a big ego because I let it in almost immediately, and the effects were really fast with me. Dude, and that's one of the, like, if you have a big ego, one of the signs of that is that you will fight and squirm with it and make yourself sick. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think ego is something that you just one day conquer.
No. You know what I'm saying? You need it too, because it's also what makes us great. Like,
well, that's what I say it all the time. Like jiu-jitsu, people say, leave your ego at the door. But when I slap and bump with Tyler, I know that I'm going to fight for my fucking life and I want to beat him.
Yes.
I don't want to lose to Tyler. No. I want to fucking beat him.
Fuck yeah.
Well, that's an ego-driven mentality,
it's
right?
Just, it's the balance. Finding the balance.
It's the balance of your ego.
Yeah. And
it's
to recognize
also at the end of the match, Greg wins every time, but if I could win, whoever wins, we still shake hands.
Are you going to do a touchdown dance?
No.
I fucking hate that. Bro, the kids at like 10-year-old soccer now are doing like dances if they score. Like, dude.
Not in my fucking
You're playing
gym.
in front of 7 people, bro. And you're doing a fucking dance because you scored a goal.
If I see a kid stand up and go, yes, I'll say, hey, your partner's already dealing with a loss. Do you think celebrating your victory over his loss makes him feel any better? Knock that shit off. Like, we don't celebrate. What we do is we acknowledge that we won, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
You got a fucking tap. That dude acknowledged that you just won and he just lost, and it doesn't need to go any further than that.
No, both you guys know.
We all know.
Yeah, our football coaches used to say, "Act like you've been there before." Like, if you're celebrating a goal or a touchdown, then it means that it's the first time.
Yeah,
hey, go ahead and pretend that you're a veteran and that you've done this shit before, and that a touchdown is no big deal.
I'm gonna start saying that. I'm gonna start saying that because, dude, the kids that celebrate, they're the kids that are the problem ones.
Of course. Because
they haven't been there before.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That's exactly right, dude.
I'm going to pee. I'll be back.
Dude. What I was saying about the ego thing is that even though the ego wants us to win, when we're done, there is no hard feelings. Whoever loses or wins.
100%, bro.
That's the difference.
Well, and there's no hard feelings to you.
Not to me.
No, I'm saying, like, if you and I have a round, and let's say you got me in your fucking signature bow and arrow choke.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you at all. But I will come home and ask myself some questions.
Oh, of course.
And be like, well, what did you do that allowed that? Tyler hasn't been able to do that to you before. Yep. So either you're dropping a ball somewhere or he's picking one up somewhere. either way, I need to know what the fuck happened and how you got that.
Right.
And it bothers me a little bit to a point to where I want to give those thoughts energy. And bro, I mean,
I think
20 years into jiu-jitsu, I don't have the right path figured out yet. I feel like I'm starting to hone it, you know? And it's like, don't be down on yourself, but also understand that, like, dude, we're not fucking here to lose. And if you can do some different things that are going to make you better, like, maybe you do need to ride yourself a little bit, you know, like,
yeah, of course, if you can grow from it,
maybe you do need to have some set some expectations on yourself. Maybe if you do maybe you were kicking this dude's ass for a year and a half, and now he's kicking your ass. It should bother you a little bit.
Yep.
Because those are the feelings, those are the emotions that are going to make you put an emphasis on it to get better.
Yeah,
right?
you'll elevate from
if everything's just whatever, man, it's all chill, you know? Like if the ego was legitimately left at the door, as people say,
why even try?
You just lose every match. Why bother?
What would roles look like?
I'll just smoke weed in the back corner. Say I won.
By the way, I have a new Wednesday night tradition. I need Kozak and you to start showing up for is when I leave, I smoke a joint in the parking lot and then I go to taco time.
Okay.
Dude, I got to tell you, I told Tyler this on the drive home, but there's been a couple times when I've eaten edibles and went to practice, right?
Yeah.
And I can't do it anymore because as a coach,
yeah, you got to be tuned in.
I got to be fucking firing on all cylinders. I got to be able to fucking engage and have charisma and answer questions. And the time or two that I did it, and I really just wanted to, and I did it on Fridays because Fridays are typically the least amount of instruction and we just train a lot, right? And I wanted to feel what it was like. And I can tell you that when things are going well, rolling high is fun. When things start to fucking go off the rails, bro, like you freak yourself out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like this dude just passed my guard. No one can pass my guard like that.
So you gotta get back used to losing.
How do you
Doesn't
just
bother me at all.
how do you just fucking pass my guard? No, like what the fuck's? And then, dude, you're playing this fucking like this fucking loop in your head that
because you got high, now you're losing.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because you got high, now you suck at jiu-jitsu.
And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's like, dude, when you're on, but when you're off, you're fucking off, dude. So I had a couple practices where I used cannabis and I didn't like it very much. And there was one time where I was in the middle of a sentence, and you know how, and it might happen today because I just smoked. You're in the middle of a sentence and just your thought is stripped away from you.
Yeah, that
and
happens
like,
when I solo podcast.
And you said, "What, dude? What the, bro?
Watch my badass YouTube.
What was I just saying?
Fucking terrible."
And you're like, fuck, I don't know, right?
Yep.
And that happened once at the gym, and it fucking kind of spooked me because, dude, I run a good class, man. I'm a good coach. I know that, right? And if I'm bringing less than that, it should bother me. So here's the crazy thing: when I got choked out last night. My eyes open up and I look around and I'm like, I'm in my gym and everybody's in gis. So I know we're training right now, but I don't know what's going on. And immediately I was like, you dumb motherfucker. You must have eaten so many edibles before practice. That you're in your gym with your team right now and you don't know what's going on.
That is goddamn hilarious.
Bro, it kind of was freaky because it's like, dude, how could I have got so high so fast? I literally, and I could see like Rachel and fucking Steve Cabana and Justin and everyone was kind of like right over me. And I could see by the look on their face that something was off.
Yeah.
And it probably took me 10 seconds of thinking that I was too high to train. And then I was like, then it came back like, oh no, oh wait, I was just in a round. Oh, got it. And then the first thing I said is, hey guys, this is jiu-jitsu. You know? And Hayden's like, dude, I'm sorry. Cause you know how he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's like he's a fucking
child.
But he's not just a child. He is like this. I mean, he held the record in his math class for like knowing pi the longest.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. He's a fucking like kid genius who operates on a very, how do I say this? Like his brain,
narrow frequency.
His brain works off of like patterns and sequences and he's like super fucking intelligent. So That's the first time he's done something like that.
Yeah.
He's got this fucking 200. I have fucking 65 pounds on him or something. And he was like, you could tell he's freaked out. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said, hey, stop apologizing to me.
Does he listen to the podcast?
I doubt it.
No, he's 16-year-old kid.
Okay, this kid's listening to this shit.
Bro.
If he does, shout out Hayden. We're proud of you.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we're proud of you, dude. And that's why I told him, I said, bro, you have nothing to apologize for. And let's just make it crystal clear. And I was like, you know what? This is a conversation for the whole class. We're going to fucking talk right now because it was lineup. We're all bowing out. And I said, if I go to sleep, whose fault is that? And like everybody points at me. It's your fault. That's right. And if you break your arm, whose fault is that? That's your fucking fault. Now, I'm not a proponent of breaking your teammates' arms because they're too stubborn to tap, right? Like I always say, it's on the person that's being attacked first to be reasonable. But if your training partner's being a dumb motherfucker, now it's on you. Yeah. Because you got the arm straight, you already know you won. Do we really need to break it? Now, if you're at a tournament and someone's doing that, it's a different story. Yeah. We understand we're turning up the intensity, and if you want to play stupid games, you're going to win really, really stupid prizes. And, story on that. You heard about what Craig did to a guy, right? No. Dude, Craig
recently?
No.
Big Craig?
Big Craig. Yeah. White belt Craig.
White belt
Craig.
Oh, fuck.
Brand new to the gym. Goes and does a tournament. And he started wrestling at 4 or something.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, I can't see Craig as a white belt.
Oh, bro, you didn't know Craig's been grappling since was in diapers?
It makes sense now.
Yeah, that's why he's such a savage.
Like somebody who's been grappling his entire life.
So even as a white belt, he has 40 years of wrestling.
God damn.
And he just blasts this dude, gets on top of him, Kimuras, right? Full fucking Kimura, and the guy won't tap. And even though Craig has fucking biker tattoos all over his head, he's actually like the sweetest person you know. He is. He's right?
A kitty cat.
He's a 280-pound savage.
Monster.
Yeah. There's just this
who's also
the nice
the gentlest
guy.
person you know.
So he's like, fuck it, dude. This is just a white belt tournament. Let's go of it. And let's the guy back up. Because he's like, dude, I'm murking this guy. And this dude came at him like he just fucking raped his grandmother or something. Oh, like he was fired up that Craig was beating his ass. Yeah. And maybe he should be, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not necessarily faulting the guy for it.
You're at the tournament.
You're at the tournament. Let's go. And so you could see Craig just basically, I'm just going to rewind the tape and push he just rewound 45 seconds and push play again. Boom, takedown, got on top of him, Kimura. Here's the guy again, refusing to tap. And Craig's like, well, I tried to be nice once. And now, like I said, you want to play stupid games, you're winning stupid prizes. And he did like a fucking, basically turned his arm 360 degrees, just crunch, pop, and just broke his fucking shoulder. Oh. And then there they were on the podium with the guy all fucking slinged up, having to go to the hospital. And it's like, dude, this is the Revolution tournament in Puyallup, Washington, and you're a motherfucking white belt.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I've tapped out in tournaments lots. Bro, anytime my arm gets straightened, and I've tapped to Kimuras in tournaments. Yeah. Bro, I love jiu-jitsu. If I made it to the world championship and I was in the final match, maybe I would accept a broken arm, right? It's just foolish, right?
Oh my God. It's retarded.
Here's the other.
It's fucking retarded.
Here's the other side of the coin though, right? Because I've been retarded before, and I've told the story on the podcast. So there's probably people saying like, oh, I heard you say last time that when I'm fighting dudes that I don't know and they beat me, I don't care. Right. But me and Lappin,
oh shit,
dude, we only rolled 3 or 4 times together since we've known each other, just because we're either working and we don't live in the same proximity, right?
Yeah.
Is it all out?
Bro, that motherfucker grabbed on my foot one time.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me.
And I looked at him and I said, you're going to have to fucking break it because I'm simply not in the mental space right now to tap to a fucking foot lock, dude. Like, out grapple me.
Yeah.
You just grab my foot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he fucking grabs it and twists it and it's pop, 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 pop. And I'd already made the decision and this is it.
Yep.
And then he let go and goes, bro, I ain't breaking your fucking foot. I was like, all right, thank you. But had he, I couldn't have bitched about it.
Yeah.
That's why you're good friends to this day.
Yeah. But the other side of it is like I say it all the time on the show. I ain't no fucking guru. Don't listen to me.
Because I just said that.
I just talk about my perspective and my journey. I've been right on a lot of shit. Guess what? I've been wrong on a lot of shit too.
Of course.
You know?
But think about that shit. Like, again, going back to like you getting people people messaging you. I can't talk. Saying, bro, I don't have any friends. Think about what that little moment did.
Yeah,
And
no, you're right.
Go have those moments. Like you have to go have those moments with somebody because your friendship is built around those moments,
bro.
You know what I mean? Like there's the reason I can tell Tyler all my woes before we started recording is because I've rolled with him.
Yeah,
I don't know him. I've hung out with him a little bit outside of the gym, but more than anything, I fucking like. We've rolled. You know what I mean? There's something about that.
Bro, my newest theory on jiu-jitsu is the reason why people are so close. There's a two-tiered approach. Anytime you go through adversity with someone, it bonds you. That's why when I love climbing mountains with Levi because it's hard and it's arduous. Us growing up in the fucking Ranger Regiment together, 18 years old. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We went through some.
Bro, do you remember like freezing our asses off and like you, me, Mata, and Cody Knight,
and take times being in the middle
in a four-way spoon. Four across, four-way spoon, and then we'd roll, and then like every hour we'd roll 180 degrees back over, and then we'd switch out who got to be in the middle because they were warmer. Just freezing our fucking nuts off.
And like the person, or you would one person on the bottom, one person on the top, just to get off the ground.
Yeah,
and then switch because the person that's laying on the ground,
their chest is cold and your back is cold.
It fucking sucks, right? But dude, I was thinking, it's funny you brought that up because I was thinking about that today actually, because it's. We're in Western Washington's little cold front that we get. You don't know cold. I'm from fucking North Dakota. Congratulations. But when it's 23, when it's 26, it was 26 degrees out here last night. Yeah. That's fucking cold to me, right? Cold. And I was actually thinking about it, like, fuck, dude, we used to go out and do field problems in this shit.
Yes, and not be allowed to put on any clothing.
All the time.
Yes.
And
raining.
Any week in the Ranger Regiment.
34 degrees, raining sideways. And no, you cannot put on your rain jacket because we're tough.
What does the regiment pride themselves on saying that you can? We train 48 weeks a year.
Who knows?
It's something like that. It's like your 2 weeks for summer and your 2 weeks for winter, and then guess
the rest
what?
Is training.
We're fucking training.
Yeah, bro. And dude,
did you know Jericho Denman?
God, he's so familiar. I've heard that name, and I follow him on social media. But I think he was a squad leader when we were like E5s or E4s, and because. I like so I just bro, you know how it gets to where you associate a name with a face. Yeah. Like I have a vague like.
So he was on Cleared Hot this week, and I listened to it.
I listened to it. It was good.
And I was like, Denman, I know that fucking name.
Yeah, Biko, I think.
And then I looked him up on Instagram, and we've talked back and forth a couple times, but nothing major, right? Just like some short like whatever's replies to stories and shit. I was like, okay, we follow each other, but is that where I know him from? And I was like, no. And then listening.
Oh, the final deployment when we went with Seco.
Yeah,
he must have been Charlie
Company. That's what it was.
And
he was Charlie Company, and we deployed to Afghanistan with him. And all these years later, hearing him on Cleared Hot, because right when the episode started, that's when I was wondering, like, I know that name. Where do I know that motherfucker from? And then as he started telling his story, I was like, that dude was in 275 the entire time before and after we left. Okay. He did a whole fucking, he did a Bohannon, a whole fucking career with the regiment. Right. And then he told the story about how he missed the invasion of Iraq. Oh, because he was stuck in Afghanistan. And I was like, oh, I remember those days. He must have been
on our deployment. Yeah.
Everybody else got to fucking go down and just shoot fucking fish in a barrel basically. And we were stuck patrolling around Barry Cout, Afghanistan, dude.
I don't know that I would change that still.
I wouldn't. Looking back,
because the things we learned on that, like it's gonna, like again going back to an hour ago when we were talking about training Northwest. A lot of those patrolling lessons I'm bringing to the course in 2023.
Yeah,
that was invaluable,
bro. Afghanistan, and it was funny too because at 22-year-old fucking team leader, I didn't want to fucking learn what the locals ate and how to clean goats and how to eat fucking.
Again, school is wasted on kids. That experience was wasted on 22-year-olds who just wanted to get drunk and chase pussy. But I wish we could go now and have that experience.
But what I'm saying is the whole
fucking treasure it.
Everything about deployment that we wanted was killing people.
Right.
I want to go kill people. Yeah. And you'd hear like, oh, fucking B code killed this many people last night, or 175 is in Iraq and they took the Haditha Dam and they killed 75 people. And it's like,
nah, I want to go smoke hashish with Payudin.
There you go.
And talk about,
and bro, like,
find out like how, you know what I mean? Find out about his life.
So for people that are listening that aren't familiar with this deployment, we got stuck in the Hindu Kush in a little city called Berry Cout for the better part of 6 months.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the regiment invaded Iraq and there was no relief in place. So they're like, well, I remember they told us, they said, you guys are basically out here till further notice.
Yes. Yeah, we had no idea.
And dude, in the regiment, when you're pushing 6 months on a deployment, that's absolute, dude, it felt like an eternity. It's
not like
dude.
you get a week off in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You're just,
but it's funny because then you got other units that do 18-month pushes and it's like, dude,
they're in every night.
We're still, no, it's a different experience, you know what I mean? For sure. But
we're laying in fucking ambush lines with claymores out on a trail. You know what I mean? Laying on the Pakistani border. Like
so it was crazy because it was a super high op tempo, and that was also that was mainly because we had a good PL. We didn't know how good of a PL we had. Literally until like I probably didn't appreciate who he was as a leader fully until the last couple of years.
Yeah,
to tell you the truth,
he was awesome, man.
And he told us too. He's
Can
like,
we say his name?
Yeah, of course.
We have before.
Yeah,
Lieutenant Satterlin.
Yeah,
Vic Satterlin,
who is now I think he's full bird colonel now.
He should be higher.
And
but he's, you know, what's funny is because he's such a good small unit leader, like
he'll never have a star pinned on him.
Yeah.
And dude, he came up through the enlisted ranks first, was E6, and then went to the dark side. But I actually think that's smart for if you know you're gonna do a career. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. Yes. You know, I mean, I was a warrant officer, and as soon as I got my fucking warrant bars, dude, from E5 to W1, the pay's like double, dude.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Yeah. But what Lieutenant Satterlin made us do was stay active.
Yes.
And he said, you know what?
We controlled the battle space.
Yes, our hits are always dry holes. We're always fucking like coming up short and we're setting in ambushes and then the guys don't show up and we're hitting houses and they're dry holes. And like, it started to get like, dude, are we even in a war? Like what's going on here? Yeah. Like we're not firing shots.
Well, it was a crazy deployment. It was a cultural deployment is what it was. It was not a combat deployment.
Exactly.
It was a fucking cultural deployment.
And we learned a lot about just humanity as a whole. I mean, these people would fucking take shits, dry their turd out because that's what they're cooking dinner with. You know what I'm saying?
Like, one of the reasons I'm hard on my kids is there was, remember the OP above the Berry Cout safe house?
Yeah.
So we were up there one night. It was my fire team's 2 nights up there. And there was this Afghan guy who would come by with his daughter who was probably, I'm going to guess about 10 years old. Like it's been a long time, but very young. Because down in the valley, in the Kunar Valley, it was pretty barren except for the poppy fields. And every night they would come way up on this mountain on the west side of the valley above Berry Cout, up into this kind of like tall, scrubby sage, like fucking, it was almost like tall sagebrush. Mm-hmm. And they would cut sticks. And then we'd see, because we'd always see them on the way up at like dinner time. We'd give the guy a cigarette. Remember Pine Lights? Fuck yeah. So the guy knew that like if he swung by, like we had a little fire burning and we'd, you know, if it was before last light, we'd have the fire going. So he'd swing by. None of us understood each other. He'd smoke a cigarette and would give his young daughter like a power bar. And so they would always come through so they could get, you know, he'd have his cigarette, she'd have her power bar, and then they would go on up the ridge line and they would cut sticks and we'd see them at last light coming down. You know, he's got a big like bundle of sticks all tied up over his shoulders, kind of, you know, humping it along. And then his fucking 10-year-old daughter had the same giant bundle. And it's like, bro, that's literally so they can stay warm tonight and not, so they can not freeze to death and not starve to death. Yeah. And then, you know, you look at American society now and it's like, if half these motherfuckers had to climb 1,000 vertical feet
for their firewood
and then climb back down with 40 pounds of firewood on their back, they're not making it. Well, they're not making it.
Look at the windstorm that just happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's talk about the windstorm.
Okay.
Because Western Washington got fucking hammered. I was in New Orleans when it happened, but I mean, that's what, for you guys that were here, the gnarliest windstorm in a decade?
I don't know.
5 years or something?
I mean, it's funny, I barely noticed because I was just stressing that I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to go cut my way into the range. I've got 16 people showing up in the morning.
Yeah. And it took you 2.5 hours of fucking cutting trees.
Thank God we got out of bed at 4:00.
Thank God for chainsaws.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, I live in the woods and, Me and Vanessa were laying in bed. I had all the kids in bed, and she's like, "Babe, it's really windy outside." I go, "Yeah, okay." And she's like,
blow back.
"Yeah." She's like, "I'm kind of worried." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I mean, if the tree's gonna fall down, like they're gonna fucking fall down. There's nothing I can do about it." And she's laying there, and she's like, I can hear the trees cracking." So we get up and we're walking like down the hallway, and all of a sudden, boom! And I run into the like kids' classroom, and I look out the window, and it looks like the tree landed on my grandma because grandma's house is connected. Yeah. And I'm like, oh fuck! So I run downstairs as fast as I can. Vinny comes out of his room. His face is like absolute terror. Starts bawling because it like branches hit his window.
Oh shit!
Realized it didn't land on grandma's house, landed on the 4Runner and fucking crushed it.
Have you seen the pictures of his 4Runner?
Oh yeah.
Can I use that picture for this thumbnail for the YouTube thumbnail?
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to see what Stanaway's 4Runner looks like, go to the YouTube version of today's episode, and it's fucking gone. It fucking flattened it, dude. And looking at that picture, I was like, dude, I know this sounds fucking stupid and it's kind of stoner talk, but we've been smoking a little bit, bro. The amount of damage that wood can do.
Oh, crazy. And that was probably an alder, softwood, right?
That was a cottonwood.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking
it
full
cut
of
all
water.
the way through that. It folded it just cut right through that fucking car.
Yeah.
And thank God for the car being there, because if the car, so typically Vanessa parks on the other side of the driveway. For whatever reason, it was parked there, or maybe I drove it that day. It was parked there, and it stopped it because it did hit the house, the top gutter and the bottom gutter, and fucked up the fascia board and some other shit. But if it was not there, it would have went straight through, and the boys were in their room. It would have fucking went right through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro,
I actually really like how both you and Vanessa were like, it's a fucking piece of metal, whatever.
Yeah.
Like neither one of you even gave a fuck.
Yeah.
no.
Because
We can begin another one, dude.
that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it's a piece of metal. And then Vanessa said, well, it looks like it stopped the tree from falling into the boys' room. So we're actually happy it hit it, you know?
Yeah.
And then she sent a text today too and said, dude, since the value of cars went up, we actually made money from having our car smashed. So
We sure did.
We'll fucking take it.
We sure did.
You know?
Yeah.
And again, it's just a mindset, right? You know how many people will be like, woe's me, and crying, and my fucking car smashed.
About ayahuasca. And like one of the things I've really like.
Stay on that mic. You keep looking at Tyler.
My earphones went out. I keep forgetting.
Got it.
Can you hear me if I'm on this side?
Yeah.
Okay. Bro, one of the things that I really saw and like realized is the energy we share.
Yeah.
And it's not spoken. It's just in the room. And like before when we were talking, like my youngest son will come in and sit down with me and read because I like to read before bed, and he likes quiet time too. But and trying to explain that's like hangout time sometimes, like because Jen's more of a vocal person, she doesn't understand it. But I'm like, no, we're not saying a word, but we're sharing energy.
Fuck yeah.
When he's sitting, you know what I mean? Because we're both just kind of sitting there reading our books and like chilling out in the bed. And it's like there's no spoken word, but it's 100% connected.
Absolutely.
And dude, more and more, like you and I have talked about this, but I'm thinking the shared energy throughout like humanity, just like trees are like they've proven. God damn it, is it MIT or what university did the study where they proved the trees communicate
through the mycelium?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I know Paul Stamets is a part of that, and he's down in Evergreen.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, bro, that was another thing that I was going to say that I forgot to about jiu-jitsu is that I think one of the biggest reasons why jiu-jitsu is taking off, taekwondo isn't taking off, karate isn't taking off, none of these other arts are taking off because, dude, jiu-jitsu, you connect your physical body to someone and you remain connected for 6 minutes. Right, dude. What do people need?
You're also sharing energy because you're trying to manage theirs.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yours.
But I'm saying, like on a take the fight out of it, take the adversity out of it, take even the cognition of what you're doing out of it, bro. Like if you feel like absolute dog shit and your girl just wraps her arms around you and lays her head on your chest, it pulls.
No, it can never not be gay again.
Bro, it's the truth. But I'm saying, I think there's something about a physical connection to another person's body that touches us on a primal level and makes us happy. Yeah. And bro, this isn't even sexual shit.
It drops like
I actually was thinking,
like, dude, when we were fucking literally fucking hunter gatherers, dude, you don't think they slept in piles to stay warm?
Fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think around the campfire everybody was huddled up and you were sharing space intimately? And I'm not talking about sexual space. I'm talking about
it's never sexual.
It's like jujitsu. It's not sexual.
That's what I'm saying.
It's more intimate.
Because bro, how can you show up to practice? Dude, there's been practices when I was like literally in my lowest lows of life.
I didn't want to go last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to show up. Bro, I was driving home and I was like, oh my God, I feel amazing.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
And you can go for a run and moving your body and breathing hard and getting your blood pumping. It does make you feel better, but not like jiu-jitsu does. There's an extra something that happens when you go to jiu-jitsu when you feel like dog shit. And I've come to the conclusion that's what it is. It's just simply sharing energy.
The community is so fucking strong.
Yeah.
It's so fucking strong.
Dude, you feel it in your fucking body. There's been like, Jenny became so in tune with how well that it worked on me that like I would call her after work when I was living in Los Angeles, I'm commuting home, and she's like, I can tell you're in a fucking funk today. I'm like, well, this happened and then that happened. And she's like, make sure you go to jiu-jitsu before you come home. Not being like a bitch, like literally knowing you got to go do this because
it's going to help you.
It's going to break
you walk out of there happy. You just walk out of there happy.
The cycle you're stuck in right now needs to get fucking broke.
It's crazy. Think about that though. Like you go up there, you get way out of your comfort zone, a 220-pound fucking strong ass aggressive man lays on top of you and smashes the shit out of you. And at the end of the night, you're like, feel so fucking good.
Yeah.
Well, because
it's because life is nuts.
Yeah.
Everything the fact that we're even doing this, sitting here talking, we put on fucking pajamas and sweat on each other to feel better. But guess what?
Dude, it's
the
real.
Shit.
This is our reality.
This is our reality.
I'm driving home and I was like, God damn it, I feel good.
Yeah.
I just got beat up for fucking 90 minutes.
And bro, once you understand that and you've experienced that enough, there's days when just life is happening. I'm upset at this person or
it's cathartic too. Like I rolled with Andy last night and I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
He's big and strong and highly skilled. And I was like, I can't hurt him.
Yeah.
We can go at it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's such a release.
Dude, it's fucking rad.
Like he beat me up obviously, but I didn't have to hold back. Like it was full aggression, full go. And that might be what's missing from American society for boys and men is what is your, like, outside of something like that, are you ever allowed to go full aggression?
No. That's why I love it so much is because, same thing for me is that I can
all that pent up fucking like, man.
Yeah, go as hard as you want.
Just fucking bring it, dude.
That's
just fucking rad.
Go as hard as you fucking want. Bring it 150% if you have it.
Yeah.
Go with anyone with a belt on.
You know what I mean? Like you can't do that anywhere else.
No.
It's restricted.
No.
That's probably why it's catching on.
Yeah. For the people who want to do better.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, if you can't check your ego, like bring your ego, but at the same time balance it because you're gonna get fucking beat up.
Bro, we're gonna have 250 fucking teammates soon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude.
It's you know what? It's never sad when you realize like somebody new joined the gym who's probably going to make it. It's like,
I love it, bro.
Yeah,
that's in like, as I go through different phases of life, I take value in different things. The phase I'm in right now, I love seeing that initial change in people's lives.
Yes.
Virginia. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
kids
you take a girl that has never done anything like this in her life, and you can tell she's fragile and she's timid and she's nervous. And inside of 6 months, she'll fucking triangle your ass.
Yes.
She smiles ear to ear the whole time she's there. And it's like, but you see the same thing in adults, right? Like when you see those people where what we're doing impacts them. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking shout out Zach, man. Because when he and I started training at the same time, and he was kind of shy and kept to himself and whatnot. And dude, he came like busting in the back door. You guys were up there teaching, but it's like shoulders back, head up, just kind of like he owns the fucking place. And I was like,
because he does, bro.
I was like, dude,
because that was
a fucking motherfucking man. Just walked in the door. That's not 2 years ago, Zach.
Yeah,
that's a motherfucking man. Just walked in the door
because he believes in himself. Now,
yeah,
right?
I'll tell you right now,
he's a motherfucker, dude.
I think Zach, because here's the thing, you can't base the value of somebody in that gym based on who beats who, right?
No.
Because there's so many other aspects to what makes you a good person, a good training partner, a good coach, a good teammate. I think Zach has figured out the formula to be probably, he would get like the best teammate in the gym award.
Oh, 100%.
He's figured out, I can turn it up with the tough guys. Yep. I can dial it back with the kids.
It's such a different, it's fun to roll with him because there's a lot of 200 plus pounders in your gym who are just smashers.
Yeah.
And then when you go with Zach, he's very light, but he's very precise.
Well, and his
game is it's a way different game.
I can tell you,
what the fuck is going on?
You see it a lot.
It takes me by surprise.
You see it a lot with guys who start very, very small because
they have to be.
He had one option when he got there: learn perfect technique. Because when he joined the gym, he was what, 140?
He was tiny.
140, something like that.
I was going to say 120, but
he's tiny, bro. He's put on.
Bro, I bet he's 150 now.
Yeah, he's a ton of muscle.
Right?
He's strong as fuck.
Yeah.
And so, dude, when you learn technique, and this is why like the Rotolo brothers and kids are so dangerous, because they learn technique before they have muscle, because they don't have the muscle to
So you have to. You have no choice.
You don't have the muscle to force the technique improperly. And bro, once you've learned 100% correct technique, and then you
get
strong, stand the fuck by for those people, bro.
That's why all the kids, like, there's some like 10, 11-year-olds in the kids class right now that's like, oh my God.
I know.
I'm not even sure I could take them on right now, let alone in 2 years when they get bumped up to the older kids class and they're 10 pounds or 20 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
So, dude, it's going to be a whole new, like,
generation.
Yeah, not just generation, but
So-
I think the level of skill is going to just increase.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I had a 16-year-old come to class, and 16-year-old trained with adults from 15 and up here with the adults. But I had one of my youth students with me because I let the savages attend adult class too sometimes if they want to. Hayden's one of them, but this is even a younger kid.
Oh shit!
And he was 12, and he's like, "Hey, can I do adult class today?" Fuck yeah, you can. Let's go.
Does his name start with an R?
No.
Okay.
His name starts and ends with Jackson. I don't know why I'm not saying his name.
That's one of the kids I was thinking about.
All right. So Jackson attends.
Savage kid.
So Jackson attends adult class with me, and then we get this new kid, and he says, "I said partner up round one with Jackson," and he goes, "He's a little kid." I said, "Yeah, I know." And he's like, I think I need someone my level. And I said, trust me, partner up with Jackson. And dude, Jackson mauled him. like Jackson's our fucking star player, bro.
Yeah.
And he mauled this kid. But here's the cool part. The kid came up to me afterwards.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a 16-year-old kid, right? Yeah. He had the wherewithal to be, he goes, "Hey, you weren't kidding. That kid's an absolute savage." Yeah. I said, "Yeah, I know he is."
That's fucking rad.
Oh
shit.
Fuck, dude. Where are we at?
I don't know.
Well, 1:30. We're just getting started.
Well,
go ahead. No.
I wanted to go back to you talking about people not being able to fucking do anything anymore, right? You talked about what you were doing in Rangers and then the windstorm.
Yep.
I want to talk about not only the Forerunner, but power being out. Because I just witnessed something of having zero power for 5 days. In preparation, it's harder than you think.
Oh yeah.
And luckily I had a wood stove, but like the last 3 nights, I would fill the fucking pot of water, like a big pressure can. It's like, I don't know, 5 gallons.
Yeah.
Fill it with water, put it on the wood stove to do dishes and to do my fucking showers in the pitch black.
Yeah.
And I'm like showing up to work going, fuck, this is pretty crazy, you know? And you were saying people are fucking losing their minds.
Yeah, bro. Oh,
how many people were out of power?
I mean, all of them for a while.
Dude,
yeah.
The die-off in our society now would be...
Get on that mic.
Oh, sorry. If we were to truly lose the grid, like really lose the grid, the die-off in society would be like 90%. People just can't manage. Like it's crazy, man. Like every baby animal watches its mother and learns how to provide for itself, like hunting, foraging, grazing, whatever. Like, all humans have learned by watching their mother. At this point in 2022, all they've learned is
how to be a
go
fat,
to the grocery
useless
store.
fucking piece of shit, dude.
Say what?
How to be a fat, weakling, useless piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and
Fuck,
so when
man.
you like, I don't even worry about. At some point, I realized like prepping's it's not my thing because
I'm a survivor. Taking will be my thing.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I won't like it. It'll be kind of shitty. I'd way rather like drink beer and barbecue on the weekend.
Of course.
But
I do. This is what I say though. I actually talked about it on the episode that came out today. On ask me any given day if I want to grow my business and become an entrepreneur and become successful.
Fuck yeah.
Or the zombie apocalypse, because it just depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of days when I'm like, motherfucking society needs a culling.
Yeah,
dude.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
You know,
Killing spree starts tomorrow morning.
Like we need a purge once a year to
You
just.
didn't even have to.
Like,
You could literally
fuck,
turn off
man.
the power. And I one of my shitty videos is like, nobody thinks about where they're going to shit. Seriously, like if the power goes out, where are you going to poop? Because most people, we saw it in Louisiana and Sarajevo and all these places where like cities were put under siege, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
people keep pooping in their toilet till it crowns out the top. Yeah, and
They're
then,
fucking
now,
bro.
and then they start dying of fucking disease.
Bro,
course.
I read
and the die off would be so fast because everybody would just keep shitting in their toilet, and would or maybe they would get smart and go in their backyard, but then it would just be in their neighbor's groundwater, and their neighbor's shit would be in their groundwater, and everybody would just fucking die of
Bro,
disease.
I read a book called Get Well Soon, and it was about the history of pandemics. And this was in 2019. I was just like, this is an interesting book. Let's read about pandemics, not knowing that our whole world is about to get fucking turned upside down by what they called a pandemic. But if you look at like the cholera outbreaks and the different things that happened throughout medieval Europe, you're exactly right, Foulke. People are shitting where they're eating, and it started killing them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Everybody thinks I need bullets and I need bullets and gas masks. No, you need fucking clean water.
Yeah.
If you're a beginning prepper, there's one thing you should be thinking about, and it's clean water.
and we have a fucking river on our property.
Don't talk about that.
Dude, it's fucking rad. You know?
Unlimited.
Yeah.
All you could ever want for the rest of your life and the rest of anyone's life.
If you're a new prepper, clean water is your A1 fucking concern.
Yeah. Dude, just talking about like needing a culling and how fucking stupid human beings are. Like, I have to tell this story. I'm flying to New Orleans last week for Guns and Geese Class 6. And I have TSA pre because I can't stand. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, you get to walk to the
Okay.
front of the line.
Yeah. You get, well, no, it's not the front of the line. It's a separate line now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Checkpoint 4 in
Maybe I'm
SeaTac.
TSA pre-check.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
same
That's what I'm
thing.
saying.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to take your coat off. You go through a metal detector instead of one of those machines that like x-rays you.
Yep.
So it's a little easier, a little faster. But whoever's running our x-ray machine, bro, it was like the fucking born supremacy squad, right? Mm-hmm. They're flagging every bag for an additional check. And then the guy doing the check, bro,
Very serious.
he's saving the fucking world. And so there's like 3 bags in front of me.
What I need to do right now, sir, meow, is step over here right
Yeah,
meow. And
seriously, bro. And so this lady in front of me, she's this 24-year-old Asian girl who's traveling like abroad. She went through India and however, I don't know where the fuck she's going, but she's going through SeaTac.
Yeah.
And he's like, I see a metal device in the bottom of your backpack. I'm going to need to inspect that. And she starts to open it. He goes, nobody can handle bags once we've taken custody of them. I'll open the zipper. And I'm just like, Jesus. And let's make something clear before the story continues. And sorry if you work for the TSA. TSA has thwarted exactly 0 terrorist plots since their inception. That's the truth.
Yep.
Look it up.
They're
Sorry if you
1,000.
don't like it. They found 0 bombs.
They're
right?
over
The one bomb that did get that did get used on the shoe bomber.
Oh God, they're not 0 for 0. They're 0 for 1.
Hey, you didn't catch it, but now we all have to take our fucking shoes off too, right?
Yeah.
And so this guy, nobody can touch bags once we have custody of them. Do not touch that zipper, ma'am. And like just the way that he talks to people, I was instantly like, please, dude, like I can't
deal with
a person like this right now. And he goes into her bag and he pulls out this fucking little square tin of tea, right? And he's like, this was the item that got flagged on the x-ray. He pops the top off and he goes, what is this? And she goes, it's tea. Where'd you get it?
Tea shop.
India. What's it for? Like, are you joking me?
You mix it with water.
Bro, I'm getting pissed off now.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, it's a gift for my best friend who collects exotic teas. And I was just in India and I thought that'd be a nice gift for her. So I bought her some exotic tea from India. Kind of talking to him like, dumb motherfucker, you know? And he goes, I'm going to need to test the tea.
Oh, Jesus.
And
my God.
she goes, what? And he goes, I have to test the tea. And she goes, it's vacuum sealed and it's a gift.
Yeah.
And he opens the tin and then he pulls out this fucking it's like a aluminum foil vacuum seal.
Yeah.
Right. And she goes, you realize when you open that, air hits it, it expands. You're probably not going to be able to get it back in there. And let me remind you, it's a gift. And he goes, I have to test the tea. Rips it open. He rips this tea bag open and dumps tea out on the fucking counter.
Are you fucking kidding?
And then he takes those little stupid fucking wipes or whatever the fuck the TSA use. And dude, I used to work at the fucking SeaTac airport as a police officer. And one time I asked one of these guys, I said, what are you fucking testing for with that little piece of cloth that you wipe shit down and then you push it in the machine?
Composition B.
This is what he said. He goes, this will find whatever I tell it to find. I can find sugar. Okay, thanks for being a normal human being, right? Because, dude, when I'm flying, I declare my firearms, and then they take those little pouches and they start rubbing down my gun cases and shit. And I'm like,
I told you there's a gun in there.
there's a gun in there.
Yeah.
This just alarmed for an explosive. Okay, what? Here's the key to the case. You can look around and see what the fuck's in there. Like it's like we're not even having the same conversation.
Dude, I flew.
So, bro, no, I'm not done with this guy yet because it gets worse, right? And her boyfriend goes, at what point is this theft? She told you that was a gift for a friend and you dumped it out on the counter. And he turns around and he goes, how old are you? And I forget what she said. And dude, this dude's older than us, right? He's probably 50.
Yeah.
He goes, how old are you? And she's like 20 something. Maybe that's too young to remember something called 9/11.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe you've heard of it. And it's my job to stop that from ever happening again.
Fuck.
And bro, it was everything I could do to just start fucking laughing, dude, and be like, bro,
I would have attacked.
Bro, I wanted to attack, but I also had to catch a flight
right,
and I had to be out of
airport.
there. But no, this is actually what I thought about. Because first of all, this altercation doesn't involve me at all. I'm just waiting for him to go into my bag and see what the fuck happens next, right? But I was like, okay, this is a young lady who's traveling abroad, buying gifts for friends and shit. And now you're berating her about the largest terrorist attack that's ever happened.
Because she bought her friend tea.
Bro, she's a young Asian girl and you're berating her about it's your job to stop a terrorist attack. I'd be like, I'd go to the fucking supervisor at that and be like, listen, if he wants to dump my fucking tea all over, then he can do it. But he doesn't need to start fucking berating me and giving me a history lesson on 9/11. Okay? It's not his fucking job. It's not his place. And frankly, I'm fucking offended by it. You know, like, fuck you. I don't have to do whatever you need to do professionally. Don't talk to me like I'm some fucking moron, you know? But bro,
how can they rip your fucking tea open?
That's what I'm saying, bro. You like pull your fucking head out of your ass and realize like that girl right there. I was a cop for a long time. I'm here to tell you, if I was on patrol and I had reason to stop her for whatever reason, Her story looks like it's checking out. She's free to go.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Right.
Right? But the thing is, when you don't have that ability to kind of have a base level of problem solving skills to assess the situation, bro, like the fucking go-to term in law enforcement is totality of the circumstances. You look at all the different shit going on and you say, I think yes or I think no. And 9 times out of 10, you're right. Listen to your fucking intuition.
Yep.
So why are you going after this young Asian girl?
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't fucking have it. He's
an NPC.
He wants fucking power, bro.
He's a bully. He's a bully.
Yeah, he's a bully. Yeah. Like, wants fucking power.
Dude, I've been thinking about, again, a lot of shit, as elections have just gone by. Like, we're going to find out
the next the red wave that's coming, or the red wave.
The Senate and Congress are now under control of Republicans, but I don't know if I trust it anyway.
I was just reading like an hour ago.
Establishment fucking politicians.
What difference
who the
does it
fuck
make?
Cares? I don't know why people are so like. I guess that's part like suck everybody into thinking it's a difference, and then that keeps them fighting about shit that doesn't matter. Fuck, I forgot where.
See, I told you that was going to happen, dude. If Joe Kent didn't get elected,
it's fucking
fuck
criminal.
the system, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was just telling Tyler, like we've known Joe Kent since we were 19, right? Now I haven't stayed in touch with him. He's not my best friend, but I'm here to tell you right now,
he's a good motherfucker.
He's a good motherfucker, and there's absolutely a 100% chance that the things that he is saying and the words that are coming out of his mouth are his truth, and the actions he will take will be 100% congruent with that.
Yes.
That's what you need in candidates.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to have 100% alignment on every last little deal. You just have to know the things they say are the real truths in what they believe.
Well, you even got to realize if it's someone you like, that the longer they're in the system, the more connections they get. And we don't want our politicians having connections. We want our politicians connected to us. And the longer they're allowed to hang out in D.C., they make more big money connections, and that's what we have to avoid.
What are they even for?
Nothing anymore, because I mean, lobbying was only
honestly, what do they do?
They're part of the useful idiots. Like they'll be some of the first exterminated should like a change of true power actually happen.
Dude,
they will have served their purpose.
Did you when they put Biden as the front runner for the Democratic Party, I initially was like, okay, they have understood that they can't defeat Trump. They've done the math. They've looked at the data. They know they can't beat him. So they're literally putting their weakest foot forward now. And then they're going to come back in the next election cycle with the most charismatic, sharp, fucking handsome, savage stud. I don't know. But my thought process was,
I feel like that's how they got Obama into office, because before his first election, like nobody really
nobody knew who the fuck he was.
Looking back on it now, you can look at his policies and his record, and you'd be like, oh, he's a pretty evil guy. Like only president to ever authorize assassination of a U.S. Citizen without trial, right?
He did all sorts of fucked up shit.
Yeah, and prosecuted more whistleblowers than any other administration before or after. So, but coming into it, he was like this really eloquent guy who like spoke, and you were like, "Fuck, that dude just looked like."
That's what I'm saying,
that's
bro.
This dude who looks like he should be president.
And the fact that
that's what you're talking. Like
the fact that they went 180 degrees.
They fired their best bullet with him, and now they're like, "Oh fuck, we just fired our silver bullet." And it didn't really work.
Well, bro, but
here we are.
I've come to this realization. They put him in charge because he ain't in charge. We all know that now.
Yeah.
So,
maybe it's so that we accept the new, like the world economic, like, oh, it's not really working out with Biden because he's kind of out of it. Now we'll accept the new.
I think Biden is simply a puppet holding a position.
100%.
And the DNC put him in there because on one hand, they can control him, but on the other hand, he's so dumb and so incapable that when it comes time to wash their hands of him, he's going to be the fucking fall guy at some point.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody will, if they just say Joe Biden fell over dead, everybody will be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or
and then they can put in whoever they want.
Bro, or if some fucking egregious shit comes out that you can't dispute or you can't refute anymore, they'll be like, oh, but Biden authorized that.
Oh, he died last night. Sorry.
Yeah. And then they're going to push it off on him. Yeah. And because he isn't one of the key players, he's a fucking pawn in this whole machine. Yep. Right?
How could he be a key player?
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have the cognition.
He can't even keep his shit in his body.
When we're sitting here fucking drinking beer, taking shots of whiskey and smoking weed and can have a more, I mean, you forgot a couple times, right? So, but those are mulligans. Yeah. We can, this isn't stoner talk. This isn't bullshit. The conversation we're holding right now is more articulate and more well delivered than what the president of the United States is capable of. Oh. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, bro, that's fucking wild.
That's the truth, though. Wow. Like, that's the fucking truth. Fucking 2 Army Rangers and a fucking welder can sit down and fucking articulate themselves better than the leader of the free world. Yeah. And so that, to me, that's how you know that this is all a game and that it's fake, because he didn't get there on his own accord. He's not capable of it.
He got 81 million votes. That's the most in U.S. history.
More than Obama or Bill Clinton. Like I think even adjusted per capita.
And bro, I was talking to Jenny about Bill Clinton this morning because we were young when he was president, but I was also in the military under him for a little bit before George Bush took office.
Someone's like, "Oh, you're just one of these hard-wing right-wingers," and I was like, "I don't think I am," because honestly, if you look at what Bill Clinton ran on, he ran on a downsized military budget and a balanced budget. And if someone ran on a balanced budget today, I'd be like,
you're an extremist, right? Yeah.
Well, not only that, but I'd be all for it. Like, I don't care what party they're representing. If they're like, hey, I'm going to downsize the military industrial complex and balance our budget, but you would have my vote. But that is what Clinton ran on. And that's actually what he did. He succeeded in it.
He also banned assault weapons.
Yeah, well, fuck him.
So fuck you.
I still bought a pre-band.
Yeah, I did too. Remember how expensive they were back then? Fuck, man.
That's still one of the guns I shoot.
Me too. Yeah, it's a Colt lower pre-band.
Built in 94.
But the reason that I was thinking about like the Clinton administration is because, man, the economy was good. Yeah. Like the tech world was fucking just like, and maybe it's just good timing, right? For him to be.
The bubble was just good. Yeah, some of it is
just taken off, right? But the weird thing about it is like in today's world, they won't even acknowledge truths anymore. No, like Biden literally said, when I came into office, gas was over $5 a gallon, and I've lowered it to $3.
No, motherfucker.
Bro, what are we fucking
flat lie?
What are we talking
it's crazy
about?
That he'll get up there on stage and then like everybody knows he's lying. It's like, dude, what are you?
Hey, do you think he's so obvious?
But not everyone. That's the thing.
Do you think he's legitimately? Do you think he's legitimately lying, or do you think that he's so demented that he's just reading the teleprompter?
Might be, but whoever's writing the teleprompter is lying. But bro, what I just realized is like, if you think about it, Clinton and Trump's policies were pretty similar. Trump was for ending the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, bring everybody home so we could stop that expenditure, and for a balanced budget. Say Bill Clinton was kind of the same. You know what I mean? Like their policies, maybe aside from like NAFTA, but like Trump was more closed border, restricted trade, where Bill Clinton, NAFTA, like the unrestricted trade. But in a lot of ways, some of their policies were a lot the same.
Bro,
you can send all your hate mail to Greg Anderson at
something
at Masonic Lodge on fucking Instagram.
Fuck, man. What was I gonna say about Bill Clinton? See, now the weed is getting to me.
I fucking side railed you.
Hey, he fucking like. You know what's interesting is when Bill Clinton was in office and he was banging chicks and putting cigars in girls' pussies and stuff. What did the Democrats always say? Don't worry about what he's doing in his personal life.
Yeah.
As long as the country's good, why are you worried about his personal life? Right. Now those motherfuckers go after everybody's personal life on a level that you can't even fucking fathom, dude.
Crazy.
What about Bill Clinton being on like the going to Epstein's island like 26 times? Well, do you put that into account?
No, Because I'm talking about like policies.
Okay, just policies, but not like as a.
Honestly, I think they're both scuzzy people.
Yo, fuck
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't think either
none of those people.
Neither of them are invited to my dinner table.
No, absolutely not.
Bro, and dude,
I like, that's the other thing is like when it comes to voting for presidents at this point, like, should you be voting for policies or voting for the guy you like? Because the guy you like isn't always
the
like,
policies.
Yeah, I would vote for the policies at this point because they're never going to come hang out with you.
I would say though,
but
like,
if they're hanging out with these people, I know that their policies aren't aligned with the policies.
To talk
that I
about,
in.
like, can we for a second like acknowledge that for the first time ever, 2 people have been convicted of trafficking humans to nobody?
Yeah.
Why is that not more like, okay, so they've been convicted of trafficking humans.
Yeah.
to
who?
Yeah.
Who, like, trafficking requires an end station. Where's the end
They had
station?
a whole island.
Yeah, I know, but who is that? Like, I know that list exists. We all know it.
Yeah.
Like, and why the fuck are people not pretending it doesn't exist?
Because all the people that are in control are on that
Those
list.
fuckers.
You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, I know.
And
I
bro,
know.
And the ones who did,
hey.
like Julian Assange, he's got to flee for his life.
It goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of the show. Like, if you're our age and you're into 16-year-old girls, off with your fucking head. And that's what all those people are doing.
Fuck yeah.
Right. And that's one thing that, well, I mean, I don't know if this applies anymore because the radical left does think you should be fucking, there's minor attracted peoples and stuff.
No, fuck.
But like the protection of our children is something that crosses
It's cultural lines.
cultural,
It's
religions,
it's basic human.
ethnicities,
It's not basic
sexes,
human. It's
sexual
basic.
preferences.
What happens if you fuck with a bear?
Yeah.
kid?
Like, bro, I
You better
saw
fear for your life.
I saw some people like protesting at schools because they're teaching this like the sexuality and the fucking gender affirming surgery and stuff, and the Muslim community is up in arms about this stuff
They don't play
because
that shit.
it's against their cultural rules and their religious practices. And I remember thinking, it's like, man, my whole life, like when I was a kid, we hated that culture, and that's because we were fighting it for a fucking decade, right? But you know what? Sometimes, like, you realize, dude, maybe you're more aligned with people than you think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know?
and even like.
I got to go home.
Oh, you gotta go.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up, and we got 4 minutes. We'll make it a 2-hour show.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you're on the spot now.
I was just saying I got to go home. So I can fucking wake up and go to work.
So Toby had to talk life before we started recording, so we got a little bit of a late start. All right, I'm gonna end it with this then. All you motherfuckers out there that are two-way guys, you're on the right, and you want to act like we're part of the same team, stop eating your fucking own. I'm sick of this, dude.
Yeah.
We're seeing this more and more on the right than we're seeing on the left.
Don't,
and
yeah,
you're getting
don't,
people
don't buy into the cancel culture.
Yeah, you're getting people like fucking hating on this guy for how he teaches shooting and hating on that guy because he said this about a red flag law or whatever, right? And the reason I bring this up, fucking dude, and I've always liked Trump, and I will obviously vote for him and continue to support him, but why the fuck's he going after Ron DeSantis?
I didn't know he was.
I know why.
Tell me why.
Well, I think
Because
I know. I
he
shouldn't
looks
say
at,
I know.
because
I don't
he
know
looks
either.
at him as a potential competitor.
Yes,
in the
Trump's an egomaniac.
in the 2024
Trump's
race.
an egomaniac,
This-
and DeSantis is a legit. DeSantis is the full package. Where Trump had good policies, but had like sort of a disgusting persona.
I just think
DeSantis is the full deal. Like, he has good policies, and he's a palatable like,
So
his
you thi-
personality.
So you think he looks at him as a threat for
Yes.
the 2024 presidency,
Yes.
and because of that,
100%.
he wants to tear him down?
Yes.
Listen, guys, that's fucking, and we've talked about it a lot on tonight's episode. That's ego-driven bullshit. Because here's the thing, dude. Rising tides lift all ships, right?
Yep.
If we can get the culture turned around to where conservative values are what people vote into office, I don't give a fuck if it's Ron DeSantis or Trump. You know what I mean? Like, there's an evil that we're trying to fucking fight off in this world, and who cares what the name behind the fucking ticket is?
If you're eating your own, you're being played.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're eating your own, you're letting the other side fucking win, and you're letting them fucking continue to divide and conquer. And it's bringing us where we're at right now. And I don't care if you're a presidential candidate or you're just some fucking dude on Instagram with 200 followers. It's the same fucking thing. If you fucking go out there and you project negativity and divisiveness on our team, guess what? These fucking radical cocksuckers are going to continue to call the shots for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I know you said that the Senate's controlled by Republicans now.
We don't, just because they're.
I just read that they're not going to be able to determine who has full control until mid-December.
Oh shit! Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Till mid-December.
And then in mid-December they'll say mid-January.
So how come in Brazil they were doing like they have fucking what, like however many millions of people voted, and they knew
it's all
like
a farce. Like
within a few hours.
Yeah, but Brazil is just as corrupted as we are.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I just spent a week with a Brazilian, and he's like, bro, nobody
believes that shit.
Nobody liked that candidate.
Yeah.
It said the fucking the former president was like hundreds of fucking miles of caravans following him and celebrating him and shit, and he just got ousted by a fucking convicted felon. That's been convicted of fraud. Like, okay. Yeah. Shocking.
Dude, maybe the silver lining here is that even normal, like people, like everybody's like, oh, you guys are crazy, right? Like we're fucking out there. And I don't think we are. But even people who don't pay attention to this kind of shit are starting to go like, hang on a minute. This is not like, if you could rewind the clock to 2019, I'd have told you guys you're crazy.
100%, bro.
2022,
yeah.
I'm kind of looking at everything with one eyebrow raised and going like, nah, ain't legit. It's not legit. Like it's fucking fake. And I think the elections are pretty fucking cooked at this point.
Dude, everything's cooked.
Yeah.
Everything's bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's why personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. Build your wealth, build your fitness, build your fucking community. And that's going to serve you if we go into the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And then that's going to serve you if nothing ever fucking happens, and everything in between.
It can't fail you.
And so since Tyler Stanaway has to get up in 3 hours and go to work, that's a wrap for this episode. And I think next time we're going to smoke more weed and drink more whiskey and make it a little more ridiculous.